Hangout is now live. I don't think this fucking audio works. If you are watching this, I'm trying to get people to come in here. This is our one viewer. Let me see. I cannot see. Now there's two. I cannot see the chat. Okay, something's going on here. This thing is very slow, people. I don't know what's going on with the chat. I'm trying to get people in here, and it looks like I also need to fix the lighting, because the lighting is really bad. What's going on, people? As I said a few minutes ago, I'm trying to get people in here, because obviously that's when the fun starts. Let me know in the chat below if you can actually hear me or if you can't hear me. I'm trying to figure out all this stuff. I'm usually the one invited and not doing my own. This is really fucking stressful. So what's going on? This is really making me mad. This thing is so damn slow. I'm having lots of technical difficulties. Can you let me know in the chat if everything is working or no? I really don't know. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you can see me. I don't know what's going on. And once I can get some people in here, the drinking will start and the good times will be had. Sorry guys, right now I know it's boring. It really sucks. Sound is fine, but the image is grainy and laggy. Yeah, it always is. Triax, check your what's it called? What the hell was that? I just seen an email, but it disappeared. That was weird. Sound is fine, image is grainy and laggy. Well, originally I wanted to do this on my phone, Triax, but it wouldn't let me. Triax, if people start coming in here, then I'll actually be able to drink. Oh, come on, really, man? You're not awake. We don't believe you. I'll try and fix the video track since you said it's so slow and laggy. It's not my live video controls. It's hot. It's fucking my apartment. I could be sleepwalking, yeah, that very well could be. Where in the hell do I change the settings for? Oh yes, settings, camera, yeah. It won't let me change those. Then let's see here. Hi, disable. Okay, okay. So can you guys hear me again? Like I said, there's been mad fucking problems with this. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to get people to come, guys. Hold on. Oh, this is really pissing me off. Everything hasn't been working tonight. Like really. This is okay, let's check the chat. PEP. What does that mean? Yeah, okay. So you can hear me, the video's a little glitchy, and I still can't seem to get anybody in here. What the fuck? Yesterday everyone was saying they're gonna be in here. I'm gonna give this a few more minutes and then I'm going to just cancel this whole goddamn thing. So, let's see. This is really fucking frustrating. I was actually like gonna very bad something every time. Because supposedly this room was supposed to be full of people. So I'm gonna give it just a few more minutes and I'm gonna fucking give up. This is bullshit. So, do you have any paranormal stories to tell? I have a feeling everybody I know is going to be in the Poisoning the Well stream. Because I think they said they were doing a stream tonight and really close to right now. I think. I'll pee in. Okay. Sounds good. It'd be better than me just being alone trying to figure this bullshit out. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Poisoning the Well is going on in an hour and 34 minutes. That's probably why no one's here. So do you guys have any paranormal stories or any videos you want us to take a look at, or I guess we take a look at? This is like really lame. So come on, guys, in the chat, say what's up. So I have something to talk about. Since apparently everyone who said that was going to come didn't come. That's completely dead too. Just some are watching, but no one's talking. Really fucking lame. I drank all these energy drinks for nothing. Talk about which if that's happened to you. Okay, I sit at these places that thousands and thousands of thousands of people have been killed or died at, and almost every time nothing happens. Scary, right? Uh, the weird stuff that's happened to me more is like people in the middle of nowhere when they shouldn't be there when I'm filming, and random people are like with their dogs at like 3, 4 in the morning, or people drunk screaming in the woods as I'm coming back from filming. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Or being stalked by homeless people. That was kind of quite odd and scary. Paranormal wise, let's see. Um, when we were filming Haunted Berlin 2, we caught a bunch of audio. What's going on? We caught a bunch of audio sounds like uh, I was on the second floor and Hicks was on the bottom floor. And I was trying to get a good shot of him walking by, to make it artsy. And you can hear some weird sound coming from where he just came from, and it was just us in the building. Have you caught any of? Wait a minute. Is that who I think it is? Have you caught any of it on film? What kind of things in your house move around? Oh, I mean, it's kind of good that people didn't show up like I said, because I really didn't want to drink absinthe for 2 nights in a row. That means I can be, fresh and not hungover tomorrow for the audio lay the voiceover for Haunted Berlin 2. I gotta do that tomorrow, so I can send it to Hicks. Life, how's life going now? Life is going okay, I guess. I just filmed a couple videos at a old Nazi military base. This was really cool. I want to go back already. But yeah, just a lot of fucking filming. Have you ever tested the doors to make sure that it's not something wrong with the doors? It's so funny. I got the fucking app from the YouTube out, but yet I'm using my phone for the chat room. I do wish, a couple people had joined. I'm trying to send it to a couple more people. But keep sending the questions, guys, so I can keep answering them. If you guys don't say anything, I can't really talk about anything. man, it's really goddamn hot in that phone, man. I don't know why. So there's like 9 people in here, 7 people now. So you guys gotta chat so I can have something to talk about. I don't ask me anything about filming equipment. Has any ghost hunting equipment ever picked up anything? Well, I tested the spirit box over and over and over and over again because I wanted, that to work. Everyone said, "Oh, that works, it works." I was really duped into buying one of those things. I was so excited to, be able to, use some equipment that actually works because everyone says it works. And I tested this thing over and over and over again. It don't fucking work. Um, I do have a laser grid, but it's never caught anything. I have had some weird EMF occurrences. Um, like at the war bunker, there is always moving EMF in the war bunker, which is very strange and odd. I've never been able to figure out what the hell it is because the second you leave the bunker, it stops. So, I other than that, I mean, tracks. I don't use that crap on television because it's all bogus. Spirit box, no. Yeah, I've tried Ouija boards. Paranormal Truth did actually a really good documentary on the Ouija boards. They went to like the most haunted places in the UK and used Ouija boards, and not to spoil it or nothing, but nothing happened. And one of the owners from one of the places, they catch him moving the planchette or whatever it's called, and they busted him on it. I had used the Ouija board in a few places I thought was haunted, and nothing happened. I even burned a Ouija board because it says if you burn them, they come back. Never came back. I'm still waiting, or I'm waiting for the money to come back. Cause it was like 30 euro because it was a handmade board. But tracks, you should know. I just use lots of cameras. That's like the best thing to use is cameras. And when I do investigations, yeah, I use my millimeter. It's got EMF. It does temperature. It has a laser grid. Never caught anything with a laser grid. It's got a shadow detection. Never caught anything with a shadow detection. Other than one time in the war bunker, but I'm not sure what the hell that was. I'm not gonna say it was paranormal, but what else? As we know, the REM pod is too easily set off by anything and everything, so I don't use the REM pod anymore. I used to a long time ago until Oscar took a look at it and explained what's really going on with the REM pod, sorry. But yeah, keep the questions coming, guys. Come on. I've even tried dowsing rods. In fact, I probably have some right somewhere here. Yeah, I got dowsing rods even, but they never seem to fucking work either. We actually did a test when Hicks was out here. He went and hid some items in the police school in one of the bunkers, where I caught actually a couple of voices on camera, and he hid a couple things, and I used these to try and find them, and not only did they not come close, but they didn't even work at all. But yeah, I think I looked at that one. Which one, the Ouija board one or the dowsing rod one? I have a box of fucking crap. My camera footage stuff. freaking cords everywhere. I haven't been in the camera box for a while here. What really handy are these things. You know, you get a bunch of these. Yeah, let's just say, like I said, lots of cameras are the key for filming. Lots of cameras. What the hell was that? I hear something in my ear. Did someone join?
I joined.
Okay, good. Now I can be not the only one that talks about nothing.
Yeah. I feel your pain. I've been in your position, so I'm almost like, well, shit. I'm up. Okay. I won't do anything.
Let's see if I have the magic power to bend spoons for mine still. It's been a while, okay? Ow, damn, that really hurts your brain when you do that, you know?
Nice job.
Yeah, I mean, see? Look at that. And it was straight when I started, man.
Imagine that.
You know what people don't realize is a lot of the things that people used for the paranormal are really nothing more than simple magic tricks. Like what a lot of paranormal investigators will do is they'll set a flashlight down and they'll unscrew it just a little bit so it loses contact. And they'll ask, if there's a spirit here, you know, we'll make the flashlight turn on. Well, the heat from the flashlight will make the metal expand and de-expand, and that's what causes the lights to go on and off. Or like these fucking spoon bending people, they'll, you know, it's just a fucking magic trick. See? 2 pieces of a spoon. That's how I did that. And then I had a second one just sitting there. It's all bunch of magic tricks. So have you had any paranormal experiences?
Ooh. Yeah, not so much with ghosts. I mean, I've dealt with or had, well, weird stuff go on and weird sounds and such like that, but I don't classify that stuff as ghosts. I classify it as, I don't know, a possibility of something otherworldly or something of another dimension rather than dead people. But you know, my whole childhood was riddled with seeing things that I suppose most people would consider not there.
Okay.
Can
you give me an example?
Like seeing, like actual, when I guess you would call them creatures, like seeing actual creatures that aren't completely full formed and seeing them like go in and out of existence, basically.
That is a new one for me. Never heard of such a thing like that before.
Well, when I was younger, I talked to a psychic, though, you know, most psychics are full of shit. But I talked to a psychic one time, and she said that happens to children a lot. Well, some children a lot, because their mind's a little bit more open to be able to see things that adults can't see. But it's been an ongoing thing my entire life, so. Like,
I'm not sure what to say to that. I've never heard of such a thing before.
I've thought about like making videos on it, but I mean, I've met other people who have experienced it as well and have had experiences.
Have you ever tried to catch this stuff on film?
No. I mean, majority of it happened when I was younger. Now I will occasionally see a glimpse out of the corner of my eye or something like that. but you can't,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a solid thing. You can't rely on, you know, that could just be a trick of your own mind or lighting or something. Now I will hear things more than see things now.
You should set up a bunch of cameras and try and catch this stuff.
Well, my husband's, he definitely thinks there's something in the house. And my dogs seem to think that as well.
See, the dog thing is actually very explainable too. A lot of people will post, you know, videos of their dog just like staring at the wall and their cat's like staring at the wall. But usually what it is they're seeing some sort of insect or something that you don't see on the wall, and they're just watching it to, you know, try and get the fucking thing.
Oh, I completely agree with that. Majority of the time, that's what the animals are doing. Most certainly. The sounds coming out of my closet, somebody touching me, but it's not a constant thing.
And all this happens and you don't try and catch it on film? I don't get that.
I just don't think about it. I'm not real good at thinking about stuff like that. It's to me, it's just life. It's just the way it is, and it doesn't bother me any. And I don't feel like I need to prove it to anybody. It's just, you know, part of my life. And plus, my God, you know, you never know when it's going to happen.
I could actually prove that this is real, like, because I go out all the time trying to prove that this is real. That's why I have so many cameras constantly, because I mean, I want to prove that it's real, since nobody else can seem to do it. I mean,
see, the sound thing, I don't know if you can capture the sound. I kind of believe you can't.
you can, yeah. It's an EVP, electronic voice phenomenon.
Yeah.
Usually people use digital recorders. I've never been able to catch them with a recorder. I've only been able to catch them with a camcorder, and it's very rare. That's another reason why I use so many cameras, is because a lot of times when people are out investigating, they'll be in a room, you know, with other people, and like someone's stomach will growl or they'll fart, or someone will move their foot, or they'll cause some sort of sound and they'll not call it out because one, either they're embarrassed or they, you know, don't even think about it. And when they're watching the audio or listening to the audio, they'll be like, "Oh my God, there's a sound," and it's not. It was them, and they'll think it's a ghost. That's why there's another good reason to have so many cameras in one room with people, so you can always, you know, look at different angles and be like, "Okay, that sound was this dude."
I was worried that if there's going to be multiple people, that it's going to turn into a mass hypnosis thing. That would be always my concern about that. Because people do feed off other people's energies.
I mean, see, like, I look for this stuff as much as I can, and I never seem to find it. I mean, there's been a few times, but nothing for it. With the amount I go out and film, with the amount of cameras I have, with the places that I go to, it just, I don't know, I'm almost thinking it's not real. I'm thinking it's in people's minds, or their eyes playing tricks on them.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Trax is naked in bed.
Oh, yes. I'm not looking at the chat. Good for you, Trax. It's good to know that. I hope a ghost comes and feels you up a bit.
That's supposedly a thing too.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Okay. And you know what, Trax? I was naked too before this fucking live stream. I had to put on clothes just for this, and nobody fucking showed up.
That's why you don't put the camera on. That's why I never have the camera on when I stream. Never. Because, yeah, I'm not putting clothes on.
Well, usually, like, the streams are quite, you know, lively and entertaining, and everyone's drunk, and the conversations get way the fuck out there. I think, Trax, was it last time that we streamed with Artemis, when that cult leader wannabe came in? I don't remember if it was last time or the time before that.
You had a cult leader wannabe?
A wannabe cult leader. He didn't know what his religious basis were, And I don't know, maybe tracks, maybe you can explain it a little bit better.
I mean, I've always wanted my own cult following. I wanted to start a cult myself before. I think
Me
it'd be
too. Why do you
fun.
think I have Twitter?
I
Oh
just
yeah,
decided
that
I'm
was
gonna try to
fun.
find
Yes, it was.
slaves instead.
Yeah, yeah. Not sure what to say to that one. Yeah.
The
Anyway,
thing
you
about the
can.
audio,
Yeah.
that what reason why I don't think you could ever, other than the fact that, it'd be really hard just because of the technology of being able to capture something that, barely audible in the first place.
Mhm.
I wonder if the things you hear are real, but being transmitted into your brain rather than actually being an audible sound.
Well, like I said, I've caught a couple, and one was really clear. It's not like those ones where you go, I think it says this. Whatever the voices that I caught, I said it twice at two different times in the same bunker. It says Franken. I'm not sure if that's a name. I'm not sure if that's a place. I'm not sure what the hell it is. But whatever it is, it said it twice on camera. Like I said, I've only caught it on camera, never with a digital recorder. But you need to get some of
Franken.
these for your house.
How much does that stuff cost, though?
Depending, I mean, this is like this is just within my next to my bed. I got
Mm.
three of these, one of these. My pro camera's over there. My 360 camera was on the table a minute ago. Yeah.
I can barely afford the right equipment for my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Hell, a single cord for my Triax says, yeah, that guy was a nut job. The cord for my camera to go to the wireless mic was 30 freaking euro just for a cord. For a cord that was like this long.
Oh, God.
And now the lapel mic that goes from the audio pack to the
Mm-hmm.
shirt, I think was 70 euro just for the microphone, like the lapel mic.
Yeah.
So that's over $100 for two fucking cables, or 100 euro. Sorry, euro is more than dollars.
Yeah. Damn. That's not good.
Yeah, no. But then again, I mean, when you're spending $1,300 on a camera or $3,000 on a camera, that's not too expensive, I guess.
Yeah. I've spent $40 on a camera.
$40 on the camera, wow. Yeah, that see this one's actually amazing. This one was 1,300, but it's really old now. It's got a 240 gig hard drive on it. But yeah, this camera's been through hell. I ended up the year before last, Hicks flew from America, and we filmed a Haunted Berlin documentary. And I was using this camera with a giant setup. It was like, my setup was like this, and then I had one of these, which is night vision, and I had one of these, which is a full spectrum camera. The camera was here as an IR light, and I was holding this, and I had another IR light on this, and I was walking, and there was a giant hole that I didn't see, and I fell in the hole, and my whole camera setup went straight down into the concrete, and it ripped the bottom of my camera out, as you can see right there.
Yeah.
So I can no longer attach anything to this. So it really sucks. I mean, it still has night vision. I can still add an IR light up here, but yeah, yeah, so sad.
So, so tell me, what got you into doing what you do? Here, I'm going to interview you, and I'm your guest. There you
Well, I've always been obsessed with the paranormal. Always been very morbid, very disturbed, I guess you would call it. Um, I seen some things. Some things happened when I was in middle school, I think it was. The door to the bathroom would always fly open when I was taking a shower. One time, I was sitting at the computer, and then I saw some guy walk to the back door, and that was probably what really started me wanting to do that. And then I started, years later, I would go to concerts and take pictures and film. And then I started doing investigations. And then I started doing another show. And that show kind of got put on hold due to a legal contract. So then I started ghost hunting. That's
I think
where
it's
Drunk Dumb Fucks came from. That was the previous show that I used to do.
yeah.
So,
I think it's pretty neat that you do try to do what you do, and I do hope you do find something.
like I said, I've caught a couple sounds, a couple voices. I seen something once, but it didn't. It was too far away for the camera to catch it, so I don't really talk about that. So, yeah.
Do you really think it's actually deceased people or something else?
Well, the longer I do it, the less I think it's anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, with the places that I go to, because I go to places that Zach Bagans would blow to be able to film at. He would like blow people to film at the locations that I film, and I don't catch shit. No, the 360 video I just posted, there was 100,000 people that were killed at that location. 100,000. Not only that, but the people that they killed, they would experiment on. So that's just one location. You know, I've done multiple concentration camps, work camps, things like that. War places, war locations, and so little is it's just the longer I do it, the more skeptic I become.
Huh. Yeah. What kind of goes with, because, you know, I still think, you know, this stuff is happening. People are experiencing things. I mean, yes, a portion of it would be, you know, just your imagination, something in your brain. You just got a weird, odd feeling, and so you imagine stuff. But another portion of that is actually, you know, experiences that are actually happening to people. So,
well, I can actually explain that right there. Before I didn't mean to cut you off, but there's a thing called EMF, electromagnetic field. That's what all the ghost hunters they run around. They run around with. They run around with. There's many different kinds. There's the K2. This is the millimeter. There's the gastrometer, whatever the fuck it's called. There's the what's the other one called? What it does is it looks for EMF. But the problem is, a lot of these investigators, these paranormal investigators, they run through a house with electricity on, and your cell phone set it off, your television set it off, your oven set it off, your microwave set it off, your hair dryers, your vibrators, your whatever, like every fucking electric thing. The fan would probably set it off. Computer set it off. Wi-Fi router set it off. And they'll run through these houses with all this stuff on and be like, oh my god, EMF, EMF. So, but also, EMF is a real thing. And they'll run around with these devices. And not only can all these devices that you use emit this stuff, but it also can occur naturally. So with that being said, if there's a high amount of EMF in, say, someone's house, they can feel like they're being watched, that, you know, someone's touching them, that they're not alone, that that can actually cause hallucinations. It can cause you to pretty much every ghost story that you hear could be caused by natural occurring EMF or high levels of EMF. So that's, yeah, it could just be naturally high EMF in the house.
With that, you'd think occurrences like this would actually be increasing, considering with the way things are today, it's hard to go anywhere to find a place where there aren't, man-made electrical influences going on.
And exactly, what isn't it like? Each year, more people see more ghosts, more UFOs, more Bigfoot sightings. Each year, it like increases, never decreases. It always it's increasing. So you're kind of proving the point there. I mean, more electrical devices, the more people are gonna see shit.
Ooh, imagine what the future will be like. We'll all be like hallucinating weird shit.
If we're alive, I'm sure some giant rock's gonna come through the planet and kill everybody soon anyway.
Well, you don't think it's going to be a zombie apocalypse?
Oh, that would be cool. I remember there was a couple years ago, the zombie apocalypse was happening. It was people taking Flocka, which is this crazy fucking drug that makes people, well, it was making people eat people.
Oh, yeah, the bath salts.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened south of where I am.
It was happening everywhere. It happened so many times. It was like happening every week. Somebody was eating somebody else. I was really
exciting.
It was definitely interesting, that's for sure. And you're talking about Ronald Popo, I believe. Is that the case you're talking about? He's in Florida.
Yeah, it was in South Florida. Yeah.
That was Ronald Popo that got eaten. But yeah, the naked. If you Google like zombie attacks or whatever, you can see lots of videos of people going crazy and attacking people and people eating people. And yeah, it was all caused by Flocka.
Damn.
So yeah.
Yeah, that could be the actual cause of a zombie apocalypse then. These weird synthetic drugs that
Well, it was working.
need. As long as they don't transmit it to the next person, as long as you actually actively have to take that drug, we should be okay.
Oh fuck! There was a new movie with Glenn from The Walking Dead, where there's this new virus that like infects everyone with rage, and they kill everybody in the office building. I forget what it was called, but yeah.
Oh, I have to find that one.
What was it called? I don't know. I had to deal with what we were just talking about, so I thought I'd say something about it. Oh. I drank so many energy drinks before these fucking streams. I thought like it was gonna be crazy, everyone drunk, everyone, I even had a bunch of absinthe.
Never tried absinthe. I'd like to try that sometime. I'm not a big drinker, but I still would like to try that.
Well, are you a big drinker?
No.
Then absinthe would not be for you.
Is it really that strong?
Well, what is your average liquor? 30%? 40%?
I've never paid attention. Just give me a mojito or a wild turkey and I'm good.
Well, we'll say 40% to be nice. I have one I drank it, but there's one absinthe that's 90%.
Dang.
So that's like what? For every shot of, you said what were you getting, turkey? Let's see. Give me one drink that you drink.
Mojito would be the most often.
Mojito percentage of alcohol. Okay, so 15%.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, 15 to 90%. Quite a little bit of difference, yeah. Last night I drank absinthe. I think I had 4 glasses. And I was way, 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 way drunk. Drunker than I should have been. Let's put it that way. and that was only 66%.
Jeez.
So,
What does it
yeah.
taste like?
It tastes like absinthe. There's nothing else that tastes like it.
Well, I heard that it was kind of minty.
Yeah, there's a minty aftertaste. If you can drink it, there's a minty aftertaste. But absinthe has its own. There's maybe black licorice mixed with
Oh, okay.
mint, mixed with. Oh fuck! I don't even know. There's like not even. Yeah, absinthe tastes like absinthe.
They should. Jelly Belly should make some absinthe flavored jelly beans.
It also has like a weird smell. Like I was in a store today at the grocery store and I smelled it, and I don't know what it was, but it smelled just like absinthe. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? There's also a toothpaste that smells just like absinthe.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah. So my excuse for the drinking with filming is it's said that drugs and alcohol open your mind up more. Like how you mentioned, kids have more of an open mind, so they can see more stuff. Supposedly, it's the same principle. If you take drugs or if you drink alcohol, you're more susceptible to be able to experience paranormal events. So that's why I drink during filming every time.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have to keep it at a certain level? Because if you drink too much, then you're gonna be seeing shit anyway.
Well, I mean, you don't actually hallucinate. If you're drinking absinthe, you don't actually hallucinate. That's just an old urban legend. But no, I've never had a problem. Only problem was falling that one fucking time. Well, no, I take that back. I have fallen a couple times. In the first Haunted Berlin movie, I think Hicks left it in. I don't remember if it was in the bloopers or if it was actually in the video. We're in a forced labor camp for Polish women and children, and there's a heating system that's like completely fucked up. It's like all broken, and it's laying down. And I was standing in the pitch black while he was in the cemetery, and I thought it was behind me. I was gonna, lean against it because I'm quite drunk, and apparently it was farther back than I thought, and I just fell completely backwards, landed on the camera, and yeah. And then there was a time, where I broke my camera. There's quite a bit of falling, but yeah, that's the only problem, only danger.
I'd probably fall anyways.
That and wearing contacts in the dark is really hard too. Yeah. See?
Only two. Where is everybody? I even tweeted this out.
I gave up on it. I think Trax left. I think I'm.
Well, he's probably got to go to bed.
I say I was one of them. I thought, but I think
I know I'm one of them, so I can go and check the chat occasionally.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I do it from my phone. And that's bright. Oh, that's why. Tisk tisk. Let's see.
So who stood you up? Let's call some names out since nobody's watching.
All right, let's see here. Triaxi was supposed to join. Artemis was supposed to join. Tanuki was supposed to join. I think that's all I was supposed to join. I think. Yeah.
And you ended up with my boring ass.
Well, at least you came on. I mean, if you didn't come on, I was actually just going to turn the shit off and be like, fuck it, go to bed. Go watch my wife and kids.
There you go.
Yeah, if all this stuff keeps happening, you need to get some cameras going on in your house.
I'm too lazy to get off my ass and try to capture shit.
You just have to set up a camera.
Hmm.
I mean, shit.
I don't know if any of my things have night vision.
You don't need night vision. Just do it in the day. See, this is my pride and joy here.
Hmm. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
You got the
I mean,
phone.
obviously, there's a lot more stuff that goes to it, but I had it all disconnected from filming the other day. And actually, this actually kind of sucks to have a camera this big because this is a lot of fucking weight. Like, this is alone a lot of weight. But then I add a giant fucking light, then I add the wireless mic, and then I add the 360 camera, which goes on top of that. I mean, yeah.
Well, there you go. This is your exercise for the day.
It's more than fucking exercise. if you've seen some of the places that I go to, or that I have filmed that the videos haven't been posted yet, like, yeah. I really want to go back to that is the place that I filmed that not filmed it last night, posted the last video of the 360 video. That's the place where they did all the experiments on the people and killed over 100,000 people.
Damn.
It was a hospital. Originally it was a hospital, but then when the Nazis came, they took it over and used it as cover to secretly experiment and kill people so the German people wouldn't know what was actually going on. So they used it as like a secret kill place. So, yeah.
Do you have to actually like get permission to go to these places, or are they open for you? Okay.
I don't know.
We won't answer that.
I didn't hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't ask a question.
Yeah, some people do, but the locations that I go to, they won't give you permission to go to. Like the booth, we had to climb up you know those things that they put on the sides of buildings so they can repair buildings or clean buildings? The scaffolding, I think it's called. We had to climb up 5 floors of that at night when it was super fucking cold to get into the building. And of course, we did it at night, and it was so fucking dark. In fact, I had my big camera, which I just had, and my 360 camera, and I had the light on it, but we had to be secret about being in there. So I couldn't have the light on very high. So the big camera actually didn't catch shit. It's complete blackness in almost 100% of the footage. So the only footage that actually made it out was the 360 video, and that was only front facing forward. You can't even see me holding the camera. So, yeah, I do want to do an investigation there though. But we just urbexed that place. It's, exploring old abandoned buildings. But, yeah. But I did get permission from Sachsenhausen concentration camp. They said I could film on the property, just not in the buildings overnight. But that's a 3-hour bus ride from Berlin, so I think it was Sachsenhausen or no, it was Neuergamme, which is a concentration camp in Hamburg. And I actually did catch a few things there. When you go down to the cellar, there are these stairs where a bunch of people were trampled to death. Like when the bomb runs, when the U.S. were bombing the camps, a bunch of people got killed on the stairs as they're running down, being trampled by all the other prisoners. And when I went down there the first time, you can hear some sort of sound when I'm in there. People say it's a scream. To me, it doesn't sound like a scream. To me, it sounds like a whistle being blown. Like, I don't know, back then you'd hear like a whistle from a Nazi soldier as, to run in the cellar. And then the second time there's some weird floating light thing which is caught and then goes up to the ceiling and then disappears. And it's not a dust orb because I didn't have any light on, and it's in the daytime, it's self-illuminating. So that place has been really interesting.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, you're getting to see some really neat, just, once in a lifetime stuff to see.
Yeah. Like I said, I go to places that Zach Bagans would blow people to go to. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm not a fan of Zach Bagans. Dude's
I,
very fake.
I most which one is he? Is he one
He
of the big
is.
ones, or is he a YouTuber?
No, he's one of the big ones. He's the one that has like 15 freaking different paranormal shows. Ghost
Oh, the guy who,
Adventures.
yeah, that douchebag.
Yeah, he's had so many fucking shows. He's had Ghost Adventures, Paranormal Challenge, Aftershock. Help Me, My House is Haunted is his new one, I think. He's had a bunch of other ones too. Fuck, what are the other ones? But yeah,
I only watch his stuff to laugh, pretty
I can,
much.
I can't even do that. Like I'll watch an episode and I like 5 minutes and it's
It's so
like
fake.
it's so bad. Like the acting is bad. It's just
Oh yeah.
everything is horrible. The equipment is totally bogus. Like, ah,
And what always gets me, and I see a lot of people doing this as well, and they seem to interchange the idea of ghost and demon
yeah,
just
that's
at random, just like, oh, it's a demon. Oh, it's a ghost.
well
It's like,
because demons are big. Demons are popular. Demons sell.
how many times he's called things demons, and I'm like, you're so full of shit, dude. You
Well, I
know,
mean, how does he know it's just not some pissed off person?
yeah.
I have never seen anything that shows any evidence of demons or angels. Never seen any evidence of any of that. And I go to some of the darkest places on the planet, and you would think if there was a demon anywhere, it would be there. You know, the place where all these people were tortured and murdered, and no demons, very little anything. I mean,
Plus, if there were demons, which I don't fucking believe in any of that stuff, if there were demons, they wouldn't be hanging around, those places. I wouldn't think. They would want to be with the living to torture them. They wouldn't be in abandoned buildings where there's nobody to have fun with. They'd be off, with the living to fuck with them.
see, why is it always some little old lady's house? Like, why wouldn't it be like some like Satanist kid? You think like they would want to be with like some Satanist kid or
Yeah, who
someone who
actually
believes in
called
it.
them.
Yeah, like help show them that they are real, that they're following the right path. Um, you think they would be there? What's going on, Just Ninja?
Just Ninja showed up. That's my husband.
Oh, what's going on? Yeah, there's not really all. There's her, and then you, and then me. So
Yeah.
that's it.
People
That would explain.
suck.
That's why I would explain why there's 3 viewers now.
Oh, here's a question for you. I want, because I saw this recently. I don't even remember what I was watching. It was, compiling clips for my new thing about paranormal stuff. And okay, poltergeists.
Okay, what about them? Are you asking if I've
My,
ever seen anything that could be real?
no, I'm asking your position on poltergeists, because my position, from what I've learned of poltergeists back in the day when I was younger, that poltergeists were actually based on people, like actual, alive people who, like, in 9 times out of 10, it was like a teenage girl or a young girl, and their emotional distress is what's causing this stuff. But I'm seeing all these people now saying they're calling all these, like, things moving around in places where there are no teenage girls, or anybody, shush, poltergeists. Like, they're just saying it's ghosts that move stuff. What's your position on that?
Well, poltergeist is actually German. It means noisy ghost. So it would be one that is, throwing things, would be banging cupboards, slamming doors. That would be a poltergeist. Because Geist is actually, it's German, so
So
it means noisy ghost.
I remember back in the day, like after the Poltergeist movies came out. I'm a bit older. Um, you know, the idea of Poltergeist became popular, and there was a lot of research done into it. And the researchers who could actually, or said they caught this phenomenon, is said it all boiled down to 9 times out of 10, um, basically a telekinetic energy surge from emotionally distraught people.
Well, I mean, I've never seen an actual case that could even be considered real, so
Mm-hmm.
who's to say? It's always fake.
Yeah, it
Every
is.
time it's fake. I mean, people have no idea how much I look into this shit. It's never fucking real. Like, there's a TV show, Most Haunted.
Mm-hmm.
They're always faking poltergeist stuff. Like, it's throwing knives or throwing bricks or just so fucking, it's ridiculous. Like, every time it comes down to people using string in their homes, like to slam doors. Oscar, he has debunked a handful of these supposed true poltergeist activities. Like, I don't know. I'm yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I've only seen a couple videos that I haven't been able to explain, or other people that I mean, someone else might be able to explain it, but I've never seen an explanation. Only a very slight few number of videos. It's always straight.
I saw this one recently that I'm going to do a video on, where this paper towel roll moved,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so fucking obvious it was string. I mean, you couldn't see the string,
Mm-hmm.
but it was so ridiculously obvious the way it moved that something had been yanked on.
Yeah. What's going on, new person?
Got a new
Pre
person.
Mike? Pre Mike 1000. What's going on? But yeah, it's always string. And what people don't seem to understand is you can actually delete string from videos, called masking. Me personally, I'm not good enough with editing to do it, but
Yeah.
I mean, Oscar, he did the same exact thing. He made a poltergeist video debunking another poltergeist video, and he was able to make one and make the string disappear. And it looks like he's having flying erectile dysfunction devices flying around his apartment.
I did see that one because I did go and check him out, and I realized, hey, I had watched him a long time ago. So I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, I know who that is. But yeah, I watched that erectile pump,
yeah, he's the
that
best.
penis pump.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, he's actually the reason why I started debunking ghost hunting videos. Before I knew him, I just ghost hunted. I never did the debunking thing.
Now, did you go through did you go into it when you first started before that, go into it with a belief in all this and then get,
Oh yeah, I was
uh,
very obsessed. I was so deep into this, I believed every fucking thing was real.
oh
But
man,
then after doing all this research, I actually got very depressed because
yeah.
I grew up so obsessed with this. And then when it finally came time to actually, do it how you're supposed to do it, my heart like broke. Like I was so in love with everything, and then finding out it's all bullshit. It was, yeah. Let's just say I was depressed for quite a while. And yeah, it's funny. People always talk about Ouija boards.
I have had an experience with the Ouija board.
Those are actually explainable too. Sorry.
I had one of those a long time ago, but I still don't get, most of it, even though my experience is, in my brain believable from what happened. But yeah,
Yeah.
the whole thing about Ouija boards is it's a board.
Yep.
Oftentimes a piece of compact cardboard. How is that evil?
Well, there's something that people don't really get. One, they don't work, and it is actually explained how they why they move when they move, and they always fail every time they're actually put to the test. A good test to do with these is to have the group of people come in and blindfold them and play the game, or play the game first without blindfolds, and then have them blindfolded. And then when they're blindfolded, you switch the board upside down, so they think they know where it's at, and though that supposed ghost that's talking to them, all of a sudden they'll forget how to spell every single fucking word. So.
But have you ever seen the this explained when the apparatus thing, the pointer thing,
Planchette, I believe is what it's called.
right, when that just juts off the board by itself? Now, I'm not talking video. I'm talking about it happening in real life to you.
Never had such an experience.
Because I've had that experience. It just jutted off, just suddenly and violently off the board.
There usually is an explanation for. You really need to watch the Paranormal Truth documentary on the Ouija board. They have a parapsychologist explain these events like you had. He explains how that happens. Usually people, it's been a while since I watched it. I don't want to say it wrong, but like usually people will add in their mind without even realizing they're doing it. They're adding to the story of what actually happened.
Oh, kind of like, the mandala effect where your brain just alters over time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You said it way better than I could have said
it. My brain worked there for a second. I remembered something.
They did, like I said earlier, I don't know if you were in here, but they did a 3-part documentary going to the supposedly most haunted locations in the UK, and the documentary turned out great. I mean, they explain, like I said, they talked to a parapsychologist, I believe they talked to psychics, but they actually went to all these places, and tested it out, and never worked. And the one time it did work was the owner of the house, and you could see that he moved it, and they called him on it, and said, "It's on film. You moved it." But a lot of this stuff has explanations. Like when it does move, it's actually I never can say this word. It's something that your body does, and you move it without you knowing you're moving it. There's a word for it. I just can't fucking pronounce the word ever.
It's not are you talking telekinesis?
No, it's nothing paranormal.
Right.
Speaking of psychics, I have never seen a real psychic either. And it's funny. I run into people, I would say every day, that claim to be psychics, mediums, empaths, but they always say that they're real. They have James Randi. He has a foundation where people who have supposed psychic abilities can be tested, and if you prove that you have these psychic abilities, that he will give you $1 million.
Damn.
And obviously, people go to him, but obviously, he tests them. He actually tests them where they can't cheat. And once the parameters are set and they can't cheat, every time these people fail. And every time these psychics come to me, I'll be like, well, why don't you do the James Randi thing? And they're like, well, I don't need money. And then I always say, well, if you don't need the money, there's no rule that says you cannot give it to kids who have cancer or people who have cancer. So why don't you do it? And they never have a fucking answer.
Well, I think, psychics are full of shit. I think there is, ESP out there, and I think, you can experience it, but it's not as big of a ability as they like to pretend it is. It's smaller stuff that happens to you on a daily basis that, most people can tap into, and it's not this huge paranormal woo type thing, and they can't do all the shit they say they can do. That's like fanciful, but
I mean, if they could prove anything for this foundation, that's $1 million fucking dollars. I mean, and that doesn't just go for psychics. That goes for, oh God, what is, where you can leave your body when you
Oh,
take cars.
yeah.
This literally
Teleport.
goes
Yeah,
for
astral
anything.
projection.
Yeah, there you go, astral projection. This literally goes for anything. If you have any kind of abilities or powers, you can win that $1 million. And somehow, magically, no one has fucking won it after like 30 years it's been going on.
That'd be nice, though.
I just don't get like all these psychics. Why don't they donate the money to kids with cancer, kids with AIDS? Like,
Yeah, they're full of shit. They're good at, you know, reading people and
yeah, that's another magic trick like I was talking about earlier, called hot and cold readings or shotgun readings. It's all a magic fucking trick or an illusion. Same thing with spoon bending, as I talked about earlier. It's magic tricks, not real. I mean, and yeah, I grew up believing. Hell, my mom was like really into Sylvia Brown. I think that's Sylvia. That was her name.
yeah.
Fucking made a video on the woman. I don't even know her name. Like I grew up and she was like really into that shit, and I like fuck. Like these people, how do they not see like how wrong she gets these things? Like
I remember when that one dude became so popular and had like, you know, a mainstream TV show.
you're
Or
talking
dude,
about John Edwards.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he would put microphones in his audience, his studio audience, and he would also have people fill out cards what they want. Yeah,
Scam artists.
there
All
was a
the
really there was a really good movie. I think it was called Red Lights, I think, and it had Robert De Niro
oh
playing a
yeah,
psychic, and I think was it Sigourney Weaver, and
yeah,
she was trying to
Sigourney
debunk him.
Weaver
And she was trying to debunk him.
and the guy from 28 Days Later, Killian something.
Johnny Cash, the guy that played Johnny Cash.
I played.
No, it wasn't him. It was
It was Killian, the guy. He's in 28 Days Later, and or yeah, 28 Days, and oh, my favorite show that I can never remember the name of.
yeah, fuck. But yeah, that was a really good movie. That was had the deal. The woman in the movie is, I believe, supposed to be James Randi, and the guy that she's trying to debunk, I believe, is Yuri Keller or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Yuri
The
Geller.
spoon bending guy.
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I rewatched that movie just a couple months ago, actually. Oddly enough.
Red Light.
Peaky Blinders. Yeah, that's the show he's in now.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Red Light. It's got Sigourney Weaver, Robert Downey Jr., Clinton Murphy, Elizabeth Olsen, Toby Jones.
Killian. It should be Killian Murphy. Should be his name.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's him.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Ugly man, but excellent actor.
Oh, he was in a serial killer movie too. But yeah, that was a really good movie. I'm not in the top about really. That's what, damn. The last live stream was so crazy. Like I said, the fucking. Actually, it wasn't my live stream. It was Triax's birthday, where the cult leader wannabe came in. Wow.
Man, I put it out there on Twitter a couple times now.
What's going on? There's a new person in here. Send us some questions, guys. Sorry, I'm not drunk like I originally had said, but
It's Craigs. That's my buddy Craigs.
okay. Send us some questions then about the paranormal, or cryptozoology or yeah, any of that shit.
Yeah, any of the odd shit, you know. We've got an expert debunker here.
Oscars in here? No, really?
That would be nice. Is
I
he
would
not
think
going to make any more
Oscars.
videos? Has he stopped making videos altogether?
He just posted one about a week ago.
He did?
Yeah.
Fucking YouTube.
It was a joke video. It wasn't a debunking video. It was a comedy video about a vampire, naked man surfing.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go watch that then.
If you know Oscar, he always sends these two naked pictures of the first naked picture is two naked guys. One is holding the other one up by his dick. It's really disturbing. And then the other one is a new one of this old naked man crowd surfing in a bar. And like his ass and balls and dick are right in this guy's face. And one guy's like smiling really weird. And he based his new video off that video, saying the guy is a vampire.
Nice.
Demons, what's your thoughts? What are your thoughts on demons?
Full of shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't believe in, you know, I'm an atheist, so I don't believe in any of that. And I don't believe in the idea of good and evil, period. I don't think there is any evil. There's just, you know, the natural chaotic state that is neither good or evil. So there might be, you know, there's bad stuff that's natural, that, you know, as humans, that, you know, we can have our opinions and put our own morals on it and maybe see it as evil, but it's just, I suppose, nature. It's just the way things are. I don't know how to say that.
I have to say it's bullshit. I think it's just a way to use people to make money off their beliefs. That's why, you know, all these people run around, oh, it's demons, it's demons. Demons are the hot ticket. It's what's cool. It's what sells. Say a guy goes into a hospital after an attempted suicide where he shoots himself in the face and he's acting all crazy high on drugs. People are going to say it's demons because that's more interesting than someone who is high on drugs.
Or even just has a mental issue.
Well, yeah, that too. But yeah, that was actually that was actually a case. A guy went into a hospital after an attempted suicide, who shot himself in the cheek, and everyone said he was possessed by demons. But the toxicology report, it's actually really funny. The toxicology report originally said he was on drugs, but once the news story, once the story came across to America, all of a sudden he was no longer on drugs. He was possessed by demons. So they changed the complete story, and then literally every newspaper, because this was a huge story, then every news story about this copied and pasted the original one from the second one from America and said he was not on drugs and that he was possessed by demons.
Oh Lord! I think it's also a tactic to use to, you know, put fear into people and manipulate them and control them.
Yes, exactly.
It's all about controlling other people.
Yeah, that's typical religion for you. The money-making scheme. Keep with the questions, guys. Come on. So we got demons down. What else?
Oh boy. So how many, while we wait, how many videos do you have backlogged at the moment in time?
God, you're gonna make me count, aren't you?
Well, estimate it, you know.
90, 95?
Jesus. I need to learn how to make videos as quickly as you must be able to do.
Videos.
Because I tried. I got a whole bunch of clips together, and then my whole editing thing just did it. I couldn't access the clips anymore. It wouldn't let me access the clips. So all my work went, you know, I was trying to do what you do and get a nice little backlog going. And yeah, it just did not work out. I was lucky to have that one video out.
Okay, let's see here. You see, I might have to turn down my screen here. You can see. Screen brightness. Okay. Let me scroll back up. Okay. Oh shit! I just reached. Okay. Hold on. I reload them again because I accidentally clicked the refresh. So yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. So you see, it says unlisted on there, right? Okay. Now here we go. I'm gonna scroll through. Each one of those is a video that's unposted.
Oh gosh. Man, we never have to worry about your channel just dying all of a sudden.
No, I don't think so. As you can see, I'm still going.
My God.
And also, you also got to imagine, like, it's going so fast, the camera, my shitty camera here can't keep up with it.
I can make out the tiny little breaks of white. So.
But yeah, there you go. I mean, I was happy I got 3 videos done last week, so.
Nice. Oh, you got a question?
Nope, we do. Alright, let's see. Let me go back onto the things so I can see. Do you think mayors are psychics or all con artists? Oh, right before you came, we just had this conversation. You want to go? What do you think?
They are all full of shit. There is, you know, I believe there are, you know, ESP type of abilities that are innate in most people, but psychics or anything, but anybody that calls themselves psychics or mediums are just con artists full of shit. Because you can't do what they say they can do. Period. End of story.
And since you just asked that question, apparently you weren't here when we had this. Like I said, right before you joined, we had the same exact conversation. James Randi. Yeah, I wish I would have waited to talk about this. James Randi offers $1 million for anyone who can prove that they have any sort of special ability, not just psychics, it's anything. And when these people are put to the test, they always fail. And after doing this for like 30 years, no one has actually been able to do this. And they're all bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's why the government stopped actually, you know, doing the tests on it a long time ago, because they found that it was bullshit and nobody could actually do it.
That's it. You know, bringing that up, the government trying to deal with this stuff. It's interesting that and appropriate that you are in Germany going to all these Holocaust places when Hitler was so interested in these things to begin with.
That's actually something not a lot of people know. Supposedly, he would use the Ouija board to figure out the next places he was going to attack.
I didn't know that part.
Supposedly, that's what it was. And actually, what's really interesting, the very last place that I filmed on last Sunday, was actually a airfield from the Nazis. And there is, if you go into the basement of one of the buildings, there's a giant bomb shelter door. You know, to withstand giant explosions. We were able to get past that, and we went into the whole room. The whole place was burnt. And if you look on one of there's like you call it like a bar. There's actually swastikas built into the brickworks. So when the place was built, it actually had all the swastikas built into it.
Wow.
So that was quite an interesting find, I'll say. Check the chat. Probably no questions. Let's see. Yeah. Well, there hasn't been many questions asked, and so these are like the big questions that people ask.
Now I know that my Ninja has had experiences similar to mine, but Craigs, have you had any experiences?
Has anybody in the chat, because it says there's 5 people, so has anybody had these type of experiences or any experiences?
Yeah, get off your PS4, get on your computer, and get into chat.
Or be like us poor people and get off your PS3, like I had to do just to get into this chat.
So you spend all your money on your cameras rather than your gaming equipment. I see how it is.
That Pro camera is actually my newest piece of equipment.
Yes, Craigs, he did have a paranormal. He was all into that and UFOs, and Netflix has some good well, I don't know if they're still there, but Netflix has or had at some point in time some good documentaries on his beliefs in the paranormal and mysticism and ESP and all that stuff.
Your friend says, so Hitler really did have a paranormal division or whatever you would call it, and does that make Hellboy a documentary? LOL. I've never seen Hellboy, so I couldn't tell you. Oh my
God. Dude, you must watch Hellboy.
I don't know. Maybe I'll download it. I don't know. Maybe I'll see it on Netflix. I don't know.
I highly suggest Hellboy.
If it's on Netflix, I'll watch it.
I think one of them's on Netflix. There's 2 of them.
More than one?
Yeah, there's 2. Hellboy's good, man. Hellboy's good.
I don't know. I've never been into superhero type movies. I mean,
well, it's not superhero though. It's Hellboy. He's a demon.
A good demon, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, totally a good demon, man.
I don't. But back to the question, I don't know if he had a division, like the U.S. government did, for the ESP and the astral projection, all that crap. But he was very into it. He did practice in it. There is actually books, like full-on books, about him being in the occult and supposedly using a Ouija board to find out where he was going to attack next. I've never read any of those books, so I don't know what sense. And Bigfoot. This is interesting. What do you think about
Bigfoot? Well, of the majority, well, let's say, of practically all of the cryptozoological animals, I think it's the most plausible. Just because, I mean, the places, there are vast areas where, you know, humans aren't. So, I mean, they didn't find gorillas. They didn't find gorillas until, shit, was it I don't remember when it was, but it's still, they haven't been known about for that fucking long. So there is a possibility that you could find a ape-like creature that, you know, we don't know about in the vast wilderness of Canada, let's say, because there's a huge amount of unexplored area up there, or barely explored area. But what people consider Bigfoot, nah. And all these sightings and look at the feet and all that, it's pretty much a load of shit.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, like, I've talked to some way fucking out there people, which I'll tell you about in a second. But I think, like you said, it is plausible because all it is an undiscovered ape or primate, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's new species being found all the time. So, I mean, it is possible. It's nothing supernatural or paranormal. It's a fucking monkey. I mean, yeah. What's the big deal about that? I did talk to people before who say the reason he hasn't been caught is because he comes in and out of portals.
Yeah, I heard that recently myself. Which, you know, kind of, you know, it's funny because I talked earlier when I first got on about, you know, thinking that things that I've seen possibly could be from, like, you know, another dimension. But I don't
You don't
think
think
they're
Bigfoot's in
actual
there?
touchable things. No, I don't think it's Bigfoot that's coming.
But yeah, fucking people, man. Like, he comes in out of through portals. Fuck.
Well, you know, they got to reach. They've not been able to explain it because, you know, everybody has the fact that, you know, oh, we haven't found any bones, we haven't done this, we haven't found that, hair, scat, you know.
Yeah.
So they got to, you know, find something to explain that away.
Did you
But
see sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What? No, what were you saying?
But if there is an actual, you know, primate that we don't know about, that we've not caught and found out about out there, still the amount of sightings that you hear about is far outweighs what the actual sightings would be. The sightings of it would be excessively rare. Excessively rare. Like once a year, maybe, you know, all these people saying they've seen it. If they saw that often, then we would be able to find remains and scat and hair.
Yeah. There's a TV show. I'm pretty sure it's still on. They used to follow me. I don't know if they still have a show or whatnot, but they're actually hunting Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no joke, there's actually guys in the woods with guns trying to kill Bigfoot.
I'm gonna have to try to find that.
You can I seen a clip of it actually about a week ago on YouTube. They find blood, which I don't know why they're assuming, because they didn't shoot it, I don't think. In the clip, I think they made it sound like somebody else shot it. So what makes them think that it is Bigfoot and not just like a deer or a bear that was shot?
Yeah, I'm sure there's other factors out there.
Yeah, why do they always just assume it's like straight paranormal every time? Like all these ghost hunters, oh my god, the lights are flickering on and off. Whoa, how do you know it's not, a loose wire or
power surge?
Exactly. It's always these people on Twitter are always automatically assuming everything's fucking paranormal. There's always a fucking logical explanation.
You need to change a light bulb. A light bulb's about to go off.
You don't say that. My kitchen light does that.
Yeah, our living room light has been doing that. It's been flickering. When you turn it on, it's been flickering. And we don't automatically, even with our experiences, don't automatically think, oh, something's going on. We just think, oh, the light bulb's going to need to be going out soon. Yeah.
All right, let's see. I think there were some questions. Let's see. Closest thing I've had to a paranormal experience would be sleep paralysis. Yeah, I've heard that's some scary shit. Like, a lot of people do think that is like demons and ghosts. Because of the hallucinations and not being able to move.
Aliens coming to collect them.
I can see that one. People thinking that one too.
Yeah, I've heard that quite often when it comes to sleep paralysis. But yeah, that's got to be scary as hell. I gotta admit.
Yeah, not being able to move and seeing creatures in the room with you, that would freak anybody fuck out. Like, yeah. Or I'd see people standing at the end of the bed and tell me not to look at their faces. Yeah, see, that'd be some scary shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love for that to happen to me while cameras were rolling. So,
Chupacabra. I don't know how to spell it, but.
Okay. Just Ninja wants to know your opinions about Chupacabra. He doesn't know how to spell it, so he's not going to put it in the chat.
I actually heard that. You guys didn't know they already found it?
They found it?
Yeah. Google it. They have pictures of it. They caught a bunch of them.
Really? I'm going to have to.
It's a dog.
Well, I always thought it was a dog. A dog with mange or something, or coyote.
Yes, exactly. You just did 100%. That's it. They caught a couple of them. Well, obviously they're dead. But yeah, just Google real pictures of Chupacabra.
Okay, I'm going to have to do that.
Real pictures of Chupacabra.
Your computer died.
Mine did?
No, his. He's had some free stars.
Right there. There you go. There's the El Chupacabra.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's just a dog
there's
with
your
a
El
name.
Chupacabra. Yep.
I had seen, I forgot what it was. It was an older, paranormal type show, and they had found a body. This was
Mm-hmm.
years and years and years ago. Well, probably about 10 years, probably. Um, and they had a body that they're investigating, and I'm looking at it, I'm going, that's a dog. Why are they so like, thinking this is something weird? I'm like, that's a damn dog. Do you not know what a dog with no hair looks like? What the
But yeah, like that is the El Chupacabra. Also, let's see here. Trying to find a photo. Um, so growing up, obviously, I told you, I was always obsessed with the paranormal and all that, and all the macabre type shit.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of photos that I had seen over the years, and I'd always wanted to know, and I always thought they were real. Like this one right here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, this was a real gin. There's actually a story behind it. That actually, the police got involved and everything. What that is it? Supposedly, the story goes, there was two men and they were cave exploring, and one went in by himself and told the other guy to stay out, outside for fuck what reason. I know if I'm going to go into a cave exploring, I don't want to be alone. Okay, especially if there's two people. And supposedly he screams, and um, his friend goes to think he fell. His friend goes with the police, and then they go and they find the camera. And supposedly this is the photo on the camera. And they never found him. But what it really is it's from a carnival ride from some fuck, what was it called? Because I did a video on this. I say the name of the carnival ride and show pictures, but it's actually from a carnival ride, and that's supposedly a real gin photo. Gin photo. And,
See, I wouldn't have thought that was a real life thing. I mean, to me, it looks like a painting.
well, no, it's a statue.
Is a
Um,
statue? Okay.
yeah.
Because I have seen that before, but I never paid any attention to it. I just thought it was some piece of artwork and whatever.
Usually, a lot of times it is artwork. Um, have you ever heard of the cult wedding photo?
No.
I'm gonna try and get a bigger picture here. Let's see. There is a photo. What the hell? Well, there was a photo. Here it is. You can't really see it. It was taken. Where's the? Oh, okay, wait. As you can see, there's a wedding there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the? Okay, it's back here. Okay. If you look closely, look at the balcony. It's right back here where my pointer finger is. Damn, it's hard to hold this camera. There supposedly is a cult watching over this, and this was another huge viral video. I wish I could show you guys closer, or found a real photo. Perfect. That is the photo zoomed in. So these
Right.
cloaked figures are supposedly watching over this wedding, and people didn't know if it was a satanic ritual. They thought it was the Illuminati, and they said all these crazy things.
Isn't that
But
just like banners hanging down?
no, it's actual. It's hard to see because it's a camera from my phone, but
Mm-hmm.
they're actual people. Well, they're not people, but so everyone's saying that it's a cult, it's the Illuminati, blah blah blah. I did a bunch of research on it, and it's actually a art installation. Um, and also, if you see at night, there's actually a fake projected ghost that's also shown there too. But it was just a giant art installation.
That's what I need to do. I need to create some gigantic weird art or life-size weird art and just place it in random places.
That's been done too.
That would be fun. That's worldwide troll, like crop
Uh,
circus. Just a worldwide troll.
Hold on, let's see here. And this one, oh, that was spoiled. this one was also another huge viral video. The story goes that an angel was seen flying, and all of a sudden it fell out of the sky, and all these people supposedly seen this, and it falls out of the sky and died when it hit the ground. And then supposedly a bunch of military black suit men and biohazard shit or whatever comes and scoops up this angel, puts it into a van, and drives off.
Oh God.
But now the real story is it's actually an art installation made by two crazy fucking artists from I think China or Beijing or some shit. And they made obviously a realistic looking angel. And they're actually these people. I think one of them like Pei Yong I think is one of their names. They actually usually for their art they actually use cadavers usually.
Really?
For their art. Like they had one where there's a bunch of old men driving around in scooters, and supposedly those are a bunch of dead people.
That's kind of nifty. There's a good use for dead bodies.
Yeah,
Just like putting them in the ground, taking up space. All right, here's a question.
Making money off of it. There's questions. Okay.
Well, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Now, first off, I'll say, it's not paranormal, and I absolutely hate it when people put this into the paranormal, because it's not fucking paranormal, but UFOs.
Airplane.
Your thoughts?
Hold on, your friend wrote and said, it's fucking terrifying. Yeah, I can imagine. I'm going to have to go to bed. It's really late here. Just wanted to say hi and talk later. Yeah, you're telling me it's 2:15 a.m. here. So I know it's really late. But thanks for joining us, man. And UFOs.
Yes.
UFO, what it stands for is unidentified flying object, meaning that it could be an airplane that you don't know what it is. Could be a kite. It doesn't obviously automatically mean aliens, which a lot of people assume it does. Most of the time, it is airplanes that you don't know they've made yet. I used to live in Florida, and Florida is known for having its military bases everywhere.
That's where I live.
They have. I'm sure you've seen this. Then they have an airplane that can fly like a helicopter. It can fly up. It can fly every fucking weird direction they want to. Those were supposedly not a thing, but people in Florida were seeing them all the time. The military is always working on different types of airplanes that people do not know about. So if anyone sees them, automatically that's a UFO because they're unidentified. But I'm assuming you're talking about aliens.
I'm talking about just all of it in general because there's so many different aspects when it comes to.
I think most of it is just airplanes and helicopters or drones these days, or that's what it is. But do I think there are aliens? Yeah, because the fucking place is so huge. Space is so huge that.
Yeah.
But see, us as humans, we think we're so special. That's why we created God to think that something's looking out for us. That we're the only ones in the universe. Humans, we're not that fucking special. So
no.
People need to get the fuck over themselves. And there's probably life on other planets. I mean, they have found bacteria on asteroids and shit. So that automatically already says there's aliens. That thing is an alien because it is not from this planet. It's because it's not a green guy who sticks probes up people's asses. It's still an alien. So, but I mean, yeah. I mean, if there were aliens, the reason that they're probably not contacting us, even though there's a bunch of government officials that claim that aliens have contacted us and they're always here and they're always watching us. Who knows about that? But the reason they probably haven't contacted us is because we're so fucking stupid. We're always attacking ourselves. We're always blowing each other up. We're always making people starve. We're doing all this dumb shit. Why would an intelligent race that is more advanced than us want to do anything with us? I mean,
yeah. I like the Star Trek idea of it, where they're only going to contact us when we become a complete whole world society, rather than a bunch of warring factions.
I've never watched that, so I've never heard of that, but that's quite interesting. That makes sense.
You've never watched Star Trek?
No.
That's bigger
Isn't that
blasphemy than Hellboy.
isn't that the V thing? Isn't it the
Yes,
Spock?
yes.
Okay.
You can't do it. I can do it
Yeah.
easily, but I've done doing it for years. Oh, stop! You missed out. You missed out. Your childhood is incomplete without watching Star Trek.
Here's another bombshell for you. I don't watch Star Wars, and I have only watched the first couple when they came out when I was younger. So no Star Wars for me.
I'm surprised at that, but it's not a big deal to me because I'm a Trek girl rather than a Wars girl.
You're more into Star Trek than Star Wars.
Yes, I mean I know I can talk about Star Wars and have with Craigs on my channel, but yeah, my heart belongs to Star Trek.
I'm sure that's for shame. I'm sure there's a lot of people. If there was anyone watching other than you and me, they'd be like, for shame.
Oh yeah, people are all about fucking Star Wars, and I'm just like, whatever. My husband's all about Star Wars, but no, I'm a Trekkie. I'm a Trekkie. Yeah, alien probing asses I've never understood.
Well, okay, actually, Oscar actually did a video on this too. He actually explains every reason. Well, I'm sure there's more, but he explains many reasons of why aliens would actually do anal probing. And it's actually quite interesting. If you go farther down into his videos, you can find it. I mean, he hasn't done that many videos, so it wouldn't be too hard to scroll through his video to find it.
See, I'm going to have to check that out because to me, it's always been like, okay, if they're that technologically advanced to get here in the first place and abduct us, you think they'd just be able to scan us. They don't need to fucking actually probe us in any way. That's so very.
Yeah, but you can find out a lot about a person, or people, or humans by, their waist.
True, but I mean, why don't they? I don't know. It just seems very odd. That's unless they think that's. I don't know. I mean, there's many possibilities, but
they also wouldn't know that is shit. They wouldn't understand that that's our waste. Really, I don't think. I mean, because they probably would be different than us. I mean,
as long as they supposedly have been doing it, you think they would have figured that out by now, and they could stop doing the anal probing.
Oh God, what was it? There was a joke from some cartoon. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna anal probe me, aren't you?" And he's like, "No." Oh no, it was Simpsons. It was the Simpsons. Homer's like, "Oh, you guys are gonna anal probe me, right?" And he's like, "No, we went way past anal probing. We found out all we could figure out by digging through your guys' waist."
Yeah. Yeah. Looking at our diets, going, "Oh my God, these people! What the fuck? They can't decide what to actually eat for their health." Anyways, that's another topic.
I can only imagine. Oh, there's someone else in here again. Send us your questions. We've been talking about shitting for a while now. But yeah, you really need to go check out Oscar. He's done so many videos on so many different topics. Like, yeah.
I admittedly have taken some time off of watching stuff on YouTube for the past week or so. Probably about 2 weeks. So I'm just slowly starting to catch back up with everything that I've missed.
There's a lot to watch. You know who Poisoning the Well is?
Oh, hell yeah. I love those.
But you don't really know who Oscar is? It's like, that's shame. Shame.
What's I say? I used to watch him.
They even did a video with Oscar.
Maybe that's how I knew about him to begin with.
They did a Black Magnet video. Like cause see they did collateral videos pretty much. Like Oscar made a video and they made a video, and the two videos come actually make a video together.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to figure out how to cast a spell on Oscar by using some redneck who's supposedly a wizard, and yeah.
I know I've seen it, but something you'll learn about me. My memory is absolute shit.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
So It's like I always explain it away as I've watched far too many movies that my mind there's just too much. There's too much in there already, and it all gets jumbled up, and I can't remember and recall shit.
Speaking of the black magic video that they did together, Oscar did a video on this thing called Organite, which is supposedly a rock that can grant wishes, can give you money, can make you healthy, can keep predatory, and it can do almost anything you wish. And he did a video on this, and because of him, I learned about Organite. In fact, even I have a piece of Organite because I was going to do a video on it as well. It's total bullshit, obviously. You know,
Yeah.
It doesn't grant fucking wishes. It doesn't do anything.
If only.
So I pointed out to him one time, there was a guy selling Organite, because the guy wrote me, he's like, get Organite for your paranormal investigations to change the negative energy at the location that you're at. So I sent it to Oscar, and me and Oscar started talking to this guy, obviously giving him shit. And this guy actually cast a black magic spell on me and Oscar. And it was really funny because Oscar and Poisoning the Well, they did that video about black magic curses. And then me and Oscar actually got a black magic curse from this guy, supposedly. And, yeah. I've dealt with some fucking crazy people. I think my favorite crazy person, though, was a woman, I think it was a woman, who said angels come down from heaven. They have sex with aliens, and that's how demons are made. That, I think, is my favorite one. The Bigfoot portal one, that one was pretty good. But I literally deal with crazy. Like, I dealt with a person yesterday who informed me that ghosts come out at 6 p.m. because that is witching hour. Last I heard, witching hour was 12 to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And according to this guy, ghosts only come out after 6 p.m. because that's witching hour. And I was like, where do you get your facts from? And he's like, well, this is just from my personal experience. Well, first off, it's not fucking 6 p.m. That's not witching hour. Like, what the fuck is wrong there? And then he kept commenting. I was like, so how are you giving me rules on something that's never even been proven to actually even exist? How are you giving me rules on this? Like, what the fuck? People have no logic. Like,
it's not even always dark at 6 p.m. What? I mean,
and speaking of, the reason that TV shows always do it at night, or they act like they do it at night, is because it's more scary for the audience. That means people will be watching more intensely, which means they will see the ads that are playing during the commercials. The more people that watch, the more they can charge for the ads that are running during the thing. All fucking money-making scheme.
Man.
So, if ghosts are there, the time doesn't matter. Yeah. Exactly. That's what someone said in the comments.
I don't think they have time watches, you know. I don't think they can actually look at a clock and go, oh, hold on. We can't do anything yet. It's not 6 p.m. yet.
Wait, there's a bunch of comments. Well, see, actually, speaking of that, I think there was a cartoon, Casper, I think it was, from the 60s, where it showed a bunch of ghosts waiting around a clock, and then it turned to a certain time. It wasn't 6. But then once it turned that certain time, then they all went to their haunting. I think that's where the dude fucking got it.
I've seen that. That's old, too.
Come to me when you start daydreaming quantum physics. Dude, I can't even fucking read that statement. Monkey hand, your thoughts. Are you talking like the Simpsons monkey hand thing where it grants wishes? Question mark, woot. LOL. If ghosts are there, the time doesn't matter. Yes, I completely agree. As I've always said, follow the money and you'll find the truth. Hey, that's not true, because I don't get any money and I'm only after the truth.
Yeah.
And he said yes to the monkey paw thing?
Yes.
I have every Simpsons episode on my hard drive, so I know Simpsons very well. They don't look... Sometimes it's really hard to fucking read with contacts in. They don't look... I heard yes again. They don't look at their ghost friends and go, guys, at 6 p.m., scare the living. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I would think, you know, once you're dead, time really does not
Doesn't matter.
matter.
Yep. Yep. I have to agree.
Hmm.
Like I said, I'm 100% positive there was a Casper. It might not have been Casper. It could have been like Mickey Mouse or something, like one of the Halloween episodes.
Yeah, I
They
know what
look
you're
around the
talking about.
corner, and then they go
Yeah.
haunt whoever they're trying to scare.
Mhm.
Oh, the charlatans. Ah, yeah, the true charlatans. Yeah, that is very true. Track said, "Follow the money to find the true charlatans."
Yeah.
Man, the text is really fucking small. My eyes, like with the contacts, it's hard to fucking read.
Yeah, I can barely see to begin with, so it's hard for me anyways.
And now just imagine adding alcohol, darkness, extreme tiredness, and the contacts while filming. But the god of bacon is real. So Trax, if you're here, get on the fucking camera. It's the same fucking link, asshole.
Yeah, Triax, Jesus.
Who cares about the old guy that lives upstairs? Let him have a heart attack. Put in some headphones. Hell, most headphones these days come with a little microphone.
Yeah. Don't you have a gaming station? A gaming system? That's what I use.
Use your headphones that you... Yeah, exactly. Use your headphones that you use to watch porn with, so that your neighbor doesn't hear. You don't have to scream. You can just talk. I'm reading your comment. It's very long. We can never say anything is 100% a spirit, because if we could say it was a spirit, then it would be actually proven. And
Yeah.
the paranormal has never actually been proven.
I also, you know, believe in the idea of, or the quantum theory of your reality is yours and yours alone. So what you experience in life is your own experience. And if you believe it to be true, you are going to make it true. So
So if I wish hard enough, does that mean Santa Claus is going to be real?
yes and no. Yes and no. It's kind of it's a weird thing because we always, like, you know, when most people think of this theory, they do think along those lines. But kind of like when it comes with the ESP thing, it's more of a subtle type of thing. Like, I'll put this out there. When I burn myself, I have learned to be able to say to myself automatically, that doesn't hurt. And because I believe it to be true and do not question it in any way, shape, or form, no matter how bad the burn is. I mean, of course, if I got caught on fire, then that's probably a different situation. But just burning yourself on, you know, a freshly out of the oven dish, that sort of thing. Yeah. Even though it will welt up just like, you know, a burn will, I don't feel any pain from it, because it's just like mind over matter. If you believe it wholeheartedly in some way, shape, or form, it can be. And I'm not talking like The Secret and all that, where you can, like, you know, establish wealth in your life. It's more of being able to manipulate the chemicals and the properties in your body to do what you want them to do.
Damn, I wish I could have done that when I did those stunt movies back in the day. That shit
Yeah, I
sucked.
bet. I bet.
Now, speaking of that, like, people walking on fire, that's another magic trick as well.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
If done
Easily.
right, you don't get burned. And people think it's like some crazy ass, you know, mind over matter shit, and you don't even need to do that. Yeah.
I always thought it was weird. I mean, even as a little girl seeing that, I never thought it was some big thing. I automatically looked at it and was like, but they're not really walking on coals. They're walking on the black stuff, which is no longer hot. Or it's still warm, but it's not like,
Yeah.
you know, burning. I mean, I got that as a little child. I never understood why people didn't see that. That they thought it was their. You're there. You don't see their foot actually touching the red hot shit.
Yeah.
Touching the black
And it would
shit.
burn them. And Triax, that was supposed to be this stream, asshole. You guys were all supposed to come in here. We were all supposed to get drunk. You know, like the average stream.
See, I don't drink, so I couldn't come in and be fun like that.
Like Triax, look, I'm drinking Coca-Cola, not alcohol.
See what you did to him, Triax?
Yeah, asshole. And
Oh,
fucking
you're
Artemis.
fucking
Artemis, he's like my drinking buddy. He never even fucking came. He said he would. Even Tanuki, he was supposed to come in. He's another fucking hardcore drinker. I believe in an afterlife, although there has been no solid evidence on. Well, I mean, there could be.
What kind of afterlife, though?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because, like, my dad believes that with the idea of universal consciousness, that basically when you die, you just go back into the murk of the universe. Now that is life after death. That is an existence after you die. Just nature, just the fact that you decay and are eaten by worms and bugs and turn into fertilizer, which grows plants. That is an afterlife.
When you said that, all of a sudden I thought of the Lion King, that song that plays, or actually it's more of the South Park song where Mr. Hanky talks about how everyone becomes alive and the birds and the trees and shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was just funny and popped in my head and I started smiling.
I was about to say, I've never seen The Lion King.
You've never seen The Lion King? What the hell's
Never
wrong
seen
with
The Lion
you? Weren't you a kid once?
Yeah, and that still never interested me. Dude, I watched Aliens as a child. That's what I was into.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I watched horror movies when I was a little kid, too. Like, watching Critters, the little fur balls that shot the darts out of that.
Yeah, Critters. Love Critters. But you Disney? No thanks.
I don't know what kind. I just don't believe the light goes out and nothing happens. Well, as I was saying, I mean, only thing that we can do is just keep trying to actually find some sort of something that's out there. I mean, that's why I continue to go out and film and do all this crazy dangerous shit, is to attempt to find something. So,
there's even a possibility that if you because I always like to go with the science. If you believe in string theory and the idea of there being other dimensions, what if when you die you just enter another dimension and live out another life, which would kind of work with the whole reincarnation thing. You're just entering another dimension.
Speaking about reincarnation, now, if I think about it, it makes no goddamn sense. If you look at the human population is growing constantly. Of course, there's always a constant amount of death, but there's more people being born than people die. So the whole reincarnation thing actually makes no fucking sense, because where are all these extra spirits coming from? The people are being just reborn. Would the population not stay the same and not continue to increase every year?
It would. There's only two explanations for that. One is, like, I think it's the Buddhists that believe, you could be an animal rather than a human. You're not necessarily a human.
If that is true, that even makes less sense, because then there would be less people if you came back as an animal. If people came back as an animal.
You were an animal before and came back as a human. Like, you could go back and forth, depending on how you lived out your existence. And the other possible explanation for that is something I came up with years ago. I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just saying it's an explanation for that. Is that with the population increase, there are more and more people being born without souls.
That would explain why I'm such an asshole.
Those are my only two thoughts on the explanation of how that could actually work in that sense.
I wonder what whoever created this religion thing, like, I wonder what their stance on it is. Like, 'cause I mean, you know, we're both not in that religion, so we can't say what they believe. But like, I mean, what the hell? Like, I don't know,
Well, you'd have to go back to the earliest religions, which are more the pagan religions. Which,
yeah, where Christianity came from, where they stole all.
Yeah, hijacked all our holidays. But
yeah. And Halloween wasn't Halloween the harvest, the new season for the harvest?
Yeah, it was one of them. The other one's in the spring. There's two different ones, but yeah.
I'm rusty on my religion.
I know. I haven't thought about this stuff in a while, but I don't know if they've actually figured out what the first religion was, but do know that it was solely based on explaining natural occurrences. That I do know, but I don't know if they actually have pinned down what would be, because I mean the earliest writings, what was it? Is it Picto? Oh shit! I just saw it. Yeah, I just saw it the other day, and it was, it was in the Middle East. Pictiform, I think it's called. It was the earliest writing, and they didn't state. They weren't talking. They were talking about it in the sense of how it affects the Noah's Ark. It was a Noah's Ark thing. Yeah, but it was about, talking about the early religions and how the story of a great flood was created from earlier happenings, and the earliest form of writing, the whatever, was the earliest occurrence of the flood the flood idea, the flood theme.
Yeah. Penn and Teller, the magicians, they used to have a show called Bullshit, where they would debunk things, and religion was one of them. And there was, they talked about the flood as, sure, there could have been a flood at a certain point where it covered some portion of the air, the land, but it didn't cover the whole fucking thing. And,
oh hell no!
And the whole boat thing makes no fucking sense too. There's no way they could get two types of every creature on the fucking boat. It just doesn't make fucking sense.
Well, when in the idea of the world, yes, most certainly. But I mean, the people writing these stories, their whole world was a small area of space.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, a flood happened there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was just there, and yeah, it wiped out, their like their farms and such like that, which would be a life-ending thing for them, But yeah, no, worldwide flood that it wiped out the whole existence of any living creature in the world. Yeah, fucking sure.
Thank you for the love and your comments. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. I try to, bring the people what they want. So, well, I hope you stay with us. And yeah, every Monday, as you know, I'm always posting new videos. So, religion is where beliefs start to go crazy. Yeah, it's out there shit. I mean, every religion is so fucking out there. Like, there's not one that goes, well, yeah, that would make sense. They're all fucking out there. Ants, snails, what is it?
Weevils.
What the fuck is that?
It's a little rat-like creature. No, weevil well, no, that weevil would actually be the things that you find in rice and grain, the little things that make it go bad, I think.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Otters, dirt puppies, then humans. The great circle of reincarnation continues. LOL. Night. All I need to sleep. See you, man. Thanks for
Hi,
joining.
Drax.
How about those freaking weirdos who actually believe the Earth is flat? Oh, God.
Those fucking idiots.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that one.
I love those idiots. To be perfectly honest, I do love those idiots. I mean, I want to fucking slap them. They're so stupid, but that's a stupidity that I actually find amusing.
Oh, it's quite amusing. Like, Staggers and Jags has done a lot of videos on people doing flat Earth stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the people, like, I know, honestly, if it wasn't for, like, the skeptic community, I would not know of some of the stupid ass shit people believe. Like, before Oscar never heard of fucking organite and that crazy bullshit. The flat Earth is like, or Artemis's, oh God, what's her name? Daphne Rimmel. Jesus Christ. If you want to have your mind blown, type in Daphne Rimmel. I think her channel's called Daphne Rimmel Reloaded or some shit. This bitch is the craziest fucking person on the planet. Like, people who think that bugs are crawling in their skin are more sane than this bitch.
Oh, damn.
Like, I don't know.
Oh, I might have to check that out.
Her mind is so goddamn gone. I don't know. Artemis has done a couple videos on her. Like, she's just like she talks about like how people like how veganism almost killed her. Like, she started getting so sick, and how people are addicted to water, and it's. I mean,
She's got some points right there, though.
what about veganism killing her, or that people are addicted to water?
Both of those. Those are both partially true. I don't know about her individually, but veganism can be bad for some people's health, and some people, are they go crazy with the fucking water, and they drink gallons of it a day, and not realizing that too much water will kill you.
Yep, I sure do.
It's like, yeah, water's good for you, but yeah, you can drink too much and die.
Yeah, it's called I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, you actually can. There actually was a woman who died on a radio show.
Oh yeah.
She was supposed to drink a bunch of water for some contest, and they forced her to keep drinking, and it actually ended up killing her. Okay, let's see here. I will sub to you. I think that's your dude. So,
Yep.
Oh yeah, thank you. My sides were hurting, laughing at the reasoning. Not sure which reasoning, our reasoning or the flat Earth people, their reasoning. One literally said, "Follow the horizon with your eyes, and you'll see when it's flat." Yeah, that sounds like something that they would say. In 2018, I guess people ignore all basic science logic. Yeah, dude, I deal with that every fucking day with dealing with the paranormal. These people are so fucking out there. They never use logic. It's like logic. To me, I think in order to be a paranormal investigator, for like 99% of the population of paranormal investigators, there's like no logic in their mind. Like, they never look at the science between, like, what causes orbs. Like, they don't realize it's the flash being sent back to the camera, and the slow shutter speed from being in the dark, what causes the streaks from light. It's like,
And bugs.
Logic. Yeah,
But I think the paranormal freaks are better than the flat earthers. I think the flat earthers are worse because of the fact that these are people who cannot understand simple stuff. They're so unintelligent, so fucking stupid that they're latching onto this because they're like it makes them feel smart. It makes them feel like they can one up all the rest of the people who are more intelligent than them, and they can go, ah ha ha, I'm smarter than you. When
That's actually a very good point, though. That's actually a very good point. I'll share the link now. That's really good. But everything that you just said, I actually see with 99% of all paranormal investigators as well. They use
really,
equipment. They use equipment and try and be scientific, but they don't know how the equipment works. They use cameras. They don't understand how it works. They use camcorders. They don't understand how it works. They use infrared lighting, and they don't understand how it works. Like literally everything you said, I can picture with most every paranormal investigation. Logic for paranormal investigators. Logic
yeah,
is completely gone from these guys, and they always try to, like you said, like, ha ha ha, I know better than you. But you have to know your equipment if you're going to do this. Like,
yeah. But a portion of the paranormal investigator, you've got your two, well, of the kinds that are pushing that it's definitely real and what they're catching is real. You've got the ones who just don't understand their equipment and do believe it's real. And then you got the ones that are just faking it all.
there's a lot of those too. It's literally almost everyone don't know their equipment. And if they do know their equipment, then they're fucking fake. Or they're using such bogus crap equipment that they're getting things. Yeah.
I had somebody suggest to me that I needed to go out in the woods and do a paranormal investigation. And I'm just like, no, because it'll be boring unless I fake something, and I'm not going to fake something. The likelihood of me finding something
Yeah.
is rare.
I actually tell people like they'll bring up a lot of people bring up ghost adventures, and
Mm.
I'll say, okay, how real is ghost adventure? Like, it's not real at all. I'm like, what? We'll just go out and do a paranormal investigation. You'll see. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
But I always tell people to do it for themselves. Like before you should believe something, do research or do it yourself.
Mhm.
You know?
You don't even have
Okay.
to like take cameras and stuff. Just go out, go to these places yourself. Not investigating. Just go there and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. I wish honestly, I'm always taking my camera with me, like everywhere I go. I wish I could just go to a place and not film. I went filming at that base the other day, and I was really drunk with my friends, and I was talking to them. I was like, I really just wish I could come, to a place like this and not film. And they just looked at me like, well, why don't you? It's like, but if I go to a place like this, especially if I've never been there, then I have to fucking film it.
Yeah, just in case, because the one time you don't have your camera, that'll be when you find something.
Exactly. I am the 1% of investigators like yourself who doesn't believe everything and debunks. And I buy all the equipment on TV and test it, try, and replicate the evidence shown on TV. I bet you don't catch, well, I bet you'd actually take that. I bet you catch a lot of evidence with that crap equipment that they use on television. It sounds like you don't believe it, which is a good thing. Ghost Adventures literally picked up a stick figure of themselves on the SLS camera from a mirror reflecting in an episode. I believe it. I didn't see that episode because I can't watch that show anymore, but I believe it. I mean, do you know what the SLS camera is? It's a camera from Xbox that maps out, supposedly it maps out ghosts. It shows little stick figures of supposedly what ghosts are. Because it's the Xbox Connect is what it's called. You know how like
Yeah.
supposedly it supposedly catches images from people and it does something in the Xbox. I don't know. I'm a PlayStation person, but they use that to
Well,
investigate.
one of my upcoming videos is on one of those captures.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's funny.
Yes, and I kind of ramble. I don't know if you guys that are watching, if anyone's watching, I can't see, but I'm quite tired, so I kind of ramble. I haven't been drinking any beer on other people.
Oh shit! I was gonna bring something up. Oh, all right. Here's one for you. Here's one for you.
Okay.
Crystal skulls.
Not real. No, the ones that have been found to be not. They're made. There was one that was almost considered to be real, but then there was a note from the original owner who said it was made or some shit.
Yeah.
I need to do a video on that. That's good. I never thought about that.
There's a documentary I've seen. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore, but I saw this documentary where they looked into it, and they actually found a guy in the Middle East that can make crystal skulls using rudimentary items. So even the skulls that might be able to be tested to be really old, it's already been proven that with rudimentary tools, you can make those.
That's cool.
Not as hard as people think that it is to make a crystal skull. You can buy them online. There's places that sell them online. They make them and they sell them.
Wait a minute. I can do you one better. Give me a second. I'm so good. I have a crystal skull.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, see?
Nice. And that even looks like the kind that they found in that chick found.
Yeah, mine's an absinthe bottle though.
It's a cool bottle. It's a keepable bottle, that's for sure.
This is the 90% one. 89.9%, see?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
It even has the plant still in it. I don't know if you can see. But there's a plant still in there. The wormwood. Yeah.
Wormwood a poison?
Probably. I don't know.
I know they've used it in there's a movie where they call, I think it might even be called Wormwood, and wormwood's like this, shit, I can't even remember now, but it's considered something really, really bad.
I think third or some shit. That's another ingredient in absinthe, which that I believe is the poison that you're talking about. I don't think it's the plant. I think it's the third dome or whatever. There is a movie with Johnny Depp where he is a drunken detective who is trying to catch Jack the Ripper, I think it is. And he's sitting in a bathtub and he's drinking absinthe and he's dripping the storage zone on the sugar, I believe it is, and on the bottle it says poison.
Yeah. What the fuck is the name of that movie? I haven't seen that in years. I completely forgot about that movie. Back when Johnny Depp didn't look like a fucking
pirate?
No, he looks okay with all the makeup on in the Pirates. But if you see him now just normally, it's like his face has become plastic.
Well, some people say he's very hardcore on the drugs right now. Other people say he's doing a movie where he needs to look like that.
No, I'm saying I'm between movies when he's not even getting ready. He just looks like a freak now.
Well, that's why a lot of people say he's on drugs.
Possible. Or he's gotten too much plastic surgery. That wouldn't surprise me.
I just know he spends $50,000 a month on wine.
Okay. Wish I had that kind of money to throw away, though. That's not what I would throw it away on.
That's a lucky bastard.
Yeah.
$50,000 on wine.
Hope he's not drinking it all. Jesus.
He's probably like $10,000 bottle here, a $15,000 bottle there. Probably not like as bad as we think. I mean, like, fuck.
Yeah.
My bottle of wine cost under €3, so.
I always hope that the people that buy those excessively expensive bottles of wine that are so old, that when they finally pop it open, that it tastes like ass.
Yeah, I bet it does. I really bet it does.
Like you just wasted
have
shit
Xbox
ton of
One.
money.
Jesus Christ, dude, did I really just read that? I know I'm tired and I have contacts in, but did I really just read that you spent $1,300 on the SLS camera? I don't have an Xbox One. I paid $1,300 for the one from Digital Dowsing just to show people how easily it is manipulated. Can you send me like
Brandon, do you have your own channel?
Two Tracks is still awake. He just likes something I posted.
He does that. He says he goes to
bed
bed and then he just fucking goes on Twitter while he's laying in bed.
Well, sadly, like that happened earlier to me. Like I wanted to take a nap, and everyone kept fucking fighting. I was like, "Fuck, I want to take a nap. We won't do this." I mean, look, I even took a nap. I drink energy drinks just for this fucking stream.
Damn. Yeah, I actually woke up early. Like I only slept like 5 hours, and then I woke up, and I stayed up for a few hours, and then I fell right back to sleep.
That's probably what I'll do after this stream. I'll just go to sleep. Let's see. I haven't checked the chat.
Ooh, in Gettysburg. That's a big hot spot for ghosts, I hear.
And the battle.
Yeah, the Gettysburg battle.
The Battle of Gettysburg.
Yeah, I saw one video in Gettysburg where it was a really bad video, really grainy, really shitty camera, and they were looking at the woods, and there was just like these lights, popping in and out, in and out.
That's actually one of the very few videos I cannot explain.
Yeah, that was I don't think I'm gonna do on, because I'm just like, well, it's not.
Because I mean, I know exactly what video you're talking about, obviously, because I just said. But not only whatever it is, it's also in the trees.
Yeah, it's like all over the place.
Everywhere. That is one of the few videos that I cannot figure out what the fuck is going on. That is like the topic video I cannot figure out. That's like one of 3 or 4 that I cannot figure out. That's it. And I've watched thousands of them.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what I would score that one. You know, I'm going with, with the different, so I'm not doing what you're doing or what anybody else is doing something else. And I'm like, well, how am I going to score that one?
Because it's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the rating of like your Bigfoot video.
Sitting on a porch, the kid. What's that?
I think they were having a picnic or something, and then they were like, "What's that?" I mean, there have been a handful of Gettysburg videos that were quite famous, but they were shot by different people, but they're always fucking fake, and that is the one I cannot fucking figure out.
Yes, it's pretty good. But it's like, my good ones, the ones I'm going to be like, this is actually, a good one, and I'll get a good star rating. I want to be a little bit more, have a little bit more pizzazz to them.
Yeah.
And that one's like, yeah. I mean, I can think of some ways that they could do that, but the fact that since I don't know much about cameras and such, the
Or
fact that
whatever it
the
is,
video quality is so shit, but those lights
whatever it
are,
is, it was actually whatever it is. There's something there. It's not a
yeah, there's,
video edit. It was actually because that was also that was filmed so long ago. I remember when that video was new. Whatever it was, there is actually something there, whether it's ghosts or not. That is
yeah.
to be unseen, but there is something actually there. So.
I think I figured out that one possibility, because I could see, there's certain like fabrics
Mm-hmm.
that are light enough to give off that kind of flow if you like, put it on top of a stick, a really long stick, and,
Mm-hmm.
flute it out. And what if beyond those, front woods, it's
Mm-hmm.
a hill? So you could
Mm-hmm.
have different people at different areas, maybe waving them. And maybe
That'd be
that
so
could,
disappointing if it was.
yeah.
And
But yeah, that's a pretty good one.
it looks like sort of lights though. To me, it never looked like cloth or anything like that. It looked like some sort of lights.
Yeah, but as the sun, because it's kind of at an evening, like evening's approaching time frame,
Yeah, the dust.
from what I
Yeah.
can tell. So it could be, just as the sun's going down, things do get like if it's sun's going down behind the house, so behind them where they're filming, it might be able to illuminate that in that way. Especially if
I,
the fabric is reflective.
I don't know. I mean, it would have to be someone with light because it was definitely brighter than anything else around it, and it was
Yeah.
only in that area. So it had to have been some sort of people with lights. But then I don't know. It was in the trees too.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said there'd have to be a hill, some sort of elevation that you just can't see because of the, shitty quality of the camera.
Hey, that was probably the top of the camera back then
Yeah, probably.
because everything was old. But, speaking of shitty quality camera things, I was having a talk with Steve Sims. He's one of the guys that if I can't figure out something, he's one of the ones I was like, he knows a lot more about cameras than I do.
Mm.
And I was talking, I was like, have you ever noticed like everything is so low quality these days? Like the video quality is like 480 or 320. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
has cameras that low. Like
No.
I've had 1080p camera for over 10 years. So it's probably like 14 years that I've had my 1080p camera. I was filming my first stunt movie with it. But the reason I had so low quality is because I had bad internet. And I had to
Yeah.
lower the quality of the videos. Or I had to lower the quality of the videos so I could make the entire movie fit on the actual disc. The disc was 4.8 gigs. Okay. But since then, like, because if you go back to some of my very old DDF GhostHunting videos, they are 480p videos because I have the worst internet on the planet. But since then, I have re-edited the videos again and made them 1080p. So I don't understand why all these paranormal investigators use cameras that are so crappy that you can't see or understand what anything is. This is 2018.
Yeah. My freaking cell phone can take better quality
Exactly.
videos.
Most phones, like my phone can do 4K. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yep. Well, they gotta keep the grain, so you can't see what they're doing to fake it.
Yeah, that is very true. And Steve also says because most of them don't actually fucking care. They just do it to, get views and shit, which that's also true. I work
Yeah.
for a tour company. We get out people equipment, take them in haunted places, and let them form their own opinion. It's really funny. I watched a video of a ghost hunting tour in Portland, Oregon, where they gave everybody K2 meters, which is a meter which we talked about earlier, for EMF. And they're running around in the city, in downtown Portland, and they're all having K2 meters, and K2 meters are going off. And the woman's like, there's no reason for this to be going off right now. Well, back when I had a K2 meter, I was in the an old children's hospital, which is abandoned. And I had a K2 back then. I will not use a K2 now because I know how bad they are. the K2 meter just started randomly going off when there's no power in this building. Come to find out, it was my girlfriend's Facebook page. Someone was writing her or emailing her, texting her from Facebook, and then was setting it off. So, yeah, that's why I won't ever use the K2 meter, because apparently even Hicks, because I gave Hicks my K2 meter, he's the other person in the crew who lives in America still. He has the K2 meter now. And he's told me on multiple times airplanes flying over will also set off the K2 meter.
Oh, jeez.
Or what I really like is I'll see people using their phones to film while holding a K2 in the other hand. It's like, are you fucking retarded? I am looking forward to Gary Golka's new updated SB7 that is coming out on Monday. So I can take it apart. Yeah, I heard about that. It's going to be some sort of way to record the supposed spirit EVPs. Honestly, I hate when people call the spirit box EVPs because there's no way to figure out if it's actually fucking radio or pareidolia. I call an EVP like a voice on a digital recorder, not something that the radio is spitting out.
Oh,
that's what
the radio ones.
Yeah,
oh my
that's what the spirit box
god.
is, the SB7.
I those just amuse the hell out of me. It's like, come on. You can.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I do the same thing that this dude does. I buy the equipment and then use the shit out of it, and it doesn't fucking work. Like, I had two experiences. Like I said, I used this fucking spirit box so many goddamn times in hopes that it would work. I used it so many times, and there was 2 times it did seem like it worked, which was kind of odd. One time was in a cemetery, and it was a woman. It really did seem like she was trying to communicate, but I forgot it was. The other time was I was at the war bunker. I was quite drunk, and it felt like something was touching my ass. And I said, "What's touching my ass?" And it sounded like it said Satan. And I was like, "What did you say?" And it said the devil. I swear to God, that's what it sounds like. It's all on film. It's actually on YouTube. So, according to the spirit box, the devil was touching my ass. So, people hear what they want to hear. I mean, I swear to God, like I said, the video's on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, what's really funny is I took that video and I did upload it. I put a picture of South Park where it shows Satan and Saddam in bed together, and I titled it "Secret About the Devil" because it felt like something was touching my ass. So I thought that was perfect for that.
That is perfect for that.
But yeah. Speaking of the spirit box, I was watching a video of these people in a cemetery, and they're asking questions, and the spirit box is going off, and it goes pizza, and they go, "Oh my God, you must have loved pizza." Did they not realize they're listening to voices on a radio? There's commercials for pizza on there. They went straight to assuming it was paranormal and not a fucking commercial.
I just love the people that actually believe the videos where somebody is just sitting there with a radio and they're going back and forth and on the dial to catch words, and it's just like, don't they realize that is so easily faked? I mean, that's
other than they don't even have to fake it. It's most of the time is pareidolia, where you hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And then other times they're just hearing fucking radio.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just saying, you can record yourself doing that, just going back and forth on the radio, and then you can go back and re-listen to it and try to find things that you can ask a question to, that whatever blurts out would be the answer to. Like, that's easily to set up.
It's also pretty much the same shit with the people who take and say that you can hear Satan when you play records in reverse. Like, it's the same fucking thing. You hear what you want to hear. There's only been one case, because I was really big into doing this too. There's only one case which actually still kind of baffles me. It's the song "Stairway to Heaven."
Mm-hmm.
If you do play it backwards, there is an entire sentence in a row which sounds like it is actually saying something. It's talking about the devil leading children down a path to a wood tool shed or some shit. No joke, it is for real an entire sentence in reverse. And that's one that actually kind of baffled me. It's not like one word, my God, it said Satan. It's a full on
Yeah.
sentence, which is really kind of trippy.
I bet though that they could do that, create that, make
Sure,
it happen.
a lot of bands these days, especially all the bands that I listen to, actually do that on purpose. It's called backmasking. But
Mm.
this, you hear that though. You actually hear it. You hear that they are speaking in reverse. But this, you do not hear any reverse speech because obviously you have to hear it to hear it in reverse. If you
Huh.
play it forwards, it's a normal song. If you play in reverse, you hear that entire sentence. And in order to do backmasking, you would have to actually be able to hear it forwards as well. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I listen to a lot of bands that actually do that for entertainment purposes. But really, you should,
Hmm.
when you get done, look up "Stairway to Heaven" backwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking trip. It'll blow your mind. I haven't
Uh,
been. Yeah. Let's see. And, I type in "Stairway to H" and it comes out "Stairway to Heaven" in reverse. Led Zeppelin. I think this is the one. Led Zeppelin "Stairway to Heaven" hidden message. This song has never been modified or changed in any way. Yeah, I'll send you this because it's so fucking crazy.
oh, I mostly remember the whole Paul is dead thing on the Beatles album.
I never heard that one.
It was big for a while.
Okay,
I think.
now I did notice this video does say it says what they think that it says. What you need to
Mm-hmm.
do is not watch the video and just listen. Like put headphones on and turn away from the screen and see if you hear what they think. Like maybe even write down what you think they're saying in reverse and see if it's what this person says. That's the
Okay.
problem with EVP. A lot of times they'll go, "Oh my God, it says," like
Yeah.
they'll do the recording like, "Oh my God, it says fuck you," and then everyone will listen to it and they'll hear "fuck you." When if everybody
Yeah.
who listened to it singly would have to be like, "Oh, it says baking muffins, eating," Fred Durst or like they would hear all these things, but when someone says what they think it says, then their mind will actually hear what that person said. So,
I
yeah.
think a lot of people take for granted. I will probably the majority of people take for granted the brain, and they, even though the brain is a magnificent mechanical thing, I can't think of the right terms, but they've still not even be able to grasp even partially the abilities of the brain. But people don't realize that they think it's perfect, and the brain is far, far from perfect. And our ability to understand and take in what is going on around us, um, like I said before, you create your own reality. It's not that a person is wrong sometimes. It's just that the way that their ears or the way that their brain is connecting things can be, based on a malfunction
Their
or
mind is usually manipulating
a
human.
bias that's already there. It's not an infallible thing in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Just the simple
ugh,
fact that there are colors that we as human beings cannot see proves that our brain cannot understand or take in the actual worldwide reality that is around us on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Everything is put through a filter that's individual.
You know, it's funny. These cameras actually, how you mentioned the spectrum that you can't see, these cameras actually have been modified to see spectrums that our eyes cannot see.
Really?
That's why I have these.
Does it actually? Does it actually, transform it into like distinguish the differences so our eyes can see the differences
Yeah.
that it can't normally? That's interesting.
It takes away that filter because all cameras actually have that filter, and for these cameras, the filters have been removed, so it widers the spectrum that can be seen.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's pretty nifty. So you can see things that certain animals can see that we can't see.
Yeah, it sounds about right. A lot of paranormal investigators do use them so they can see ghosts better. I've only caught one thing that I have no idea what the fuck it is with those cameras, and I've used them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this thing would be called. In the beginning of the video, I would almost call it an orb, but I don't believe in orbs. But whatever this thing is that is flying, I've never. When at first it's running from a UV flashlight, which is kind of odd. Whatever it is, you think it could be a bug at the beginning, but whatever it is, it changes shape mid-flight. It changes shape, and then when it gets away from the flashlight, it actually slows down. I don't know how to explain it. And what's more odd is Gary from Curiosity. He does another ghost hunting type show where he goes to old abandoned locations looking for anything that could be paranormal. And he's like me, he never fucking finds anything. He actually filmed the same exact thing. The same exact thing.
That is interesting because, typically those things, quite often, I should say, are just insects. And insects usually go towards the light rather than away from the light.
Well, whatever, like, it's also said, I don't know if it's said that spirits do not like UV light or ultraviolet light. The flashlight that was being used that it's running from is an ultraviolet light, which is the purple light that crime scene investigators use to see blood once the luminite is sprayed.
And sperm.
So yeah. So whatever this thing is, it's running from that UV light. It could be a coincidence, but once it gets, like I said, once it gets away from it, it slows down, and in the process, whatever it is, it actually changes shape. So, and like I said, and then Gary catches the same fucking thing, and whatever it is, it actually makes a noise when it hits the wall because it's flying and it hits the wall and it makes like a tapping sound, which is kind of weird.
Now, do we know that? Do insects go towards that light, the UV light?
That's a good question. I've never one I've ever thought of. But okay, that if it was a bug, it wouldn't make sense because whatever it is running away from the UV light. It's not going towards it; it's running away from it. And once it gets away from it, that's when it slows down.
But that's the question, though, because I don't know much about UV lights other than their uses. And we know that insects go towards regular lights, but do they go towards, are they drawn to or away from the UVs?
That's a good question. Hold on, let me Google that. Do insects like ultraviolet lights?
According to Dr. Many insects see ultraviolet light, which has shorter wavelengths than light visible to the human eye. For this reason, a black light will attract different insects than a regular incandescent light.
Well, according to this, bugs like UV light. So, because it says the black light attracts night-flying insects, including many moths, beetles, and other. Many insects can see ultraviolet light, which has a shorter wavelength than light visible to the human eye. For this reason, a black light will affect different insects than a regular incandescent light.
But are there any insects that specifically do not like UV light?
Using a black light to collect insects at night. Are bugs attracted to UV light? What color? Does UV light kill insects? Interesting. See, all this talks about is bringing them to the light.
Well, then that's fair. Then that makes that even more plausible and interesting. Because, you know, the only other plausible thing of it being an insect, because the changing shape thing, I mean, did you see it with your eyes or did you see it on the camera?
It's
no,
on
but
film.
was it just, but did
I
not
didn't
on,
see it. I didn't
okay.
see it. I didn't see it. I saw it on the camera.
On film, yeah, you know, the changing shape doesn't necessarily mean anything because, you know, insects, their flight patterns, that they change a little bit will change.
I'll have to send you the video. I'll have to send you the video. This is.
But if the only other, you know, excuse or reasoning to say no, that is just an insect, is if number one, you know, it didn't like UV, and number two, the only reason it flew away was because it, like, you know, sensed or felt, you know, that it was about to hit something. Those would be the only reasonings for that to have happened.
And that was the one place that I caught that Franken EVP on my camcorder. So, I mean, me and Hicks spent a lot of time, and I mean a lot of fucking time, when he flew out here. Because we didn't, you know, we tried to film at the locations as much as we could, because that's the best way to do it. We spent so much fucking time there. Originally, I was filming at a pump house where they pump water from the forest. Well, anyway, I met some guys and they said that this place was haunted, so obviously peace in the line. They said that you can see a man on fire. So I was like, oh, fucking awesome. When me and Hicks were there, on film, there's a red light. And we're like, what the fuck is that? We finally caught something. We're all like, yeah. We went back there. There was a fucking light, a tower for like cell phone towers.
No.
It was one of the lights from the tower. We're like,
yeah.
Fuck.
Damn it.
And another time at the same place, I was sitting on a bed because oddly enough, there was a single metal bed there. I don't know why it's in there. And this light thing that I'm telling you about, it was by that bed. And I caught the EVP Franken by when I was by the bed. So I'm always trying to film around this bed. And I'm sitting on this bed that's made out of metal and wood. And I'm sitting there and I go, I smell cologne. And supposedly, ghosts can make perfume smells or like cigar smells.
Yeah.
I got all excited. I was like, I fucking smell perfume. I smell it, or cologne. I was like, I smell it. I got so excited. And obviously, you know, being, you know, logical and rational, we have to try to debunk it.
Yeah.
And someone had been in there since we had been in there last. They had broken a cologne bottle behind the bed. So it had leaked everywhere. And that's what I was smelling. I got so excited. I was like, dude, that fucking smells, you know, cologne. I was so excited. And then come to find out it was a broken cologne bottle.
Oh, damn. Now, why do they say that ghosts don't like UVs? Is there any reasoning for it?
I don't know the reasoning behind it, but supposedly it hurts them. I don't know why. I don't know the explanation from it. It's actually not a very well-known subject in the paranormal field because a lot of ghost hunters use UV lights for their cameras and shit, for their full spectrum cameras.
Yeah.
But one of the guys from the TV show Cats, where they used to debunk shit, one of the cast members actually has talked about this before, where he talks about supposedly that it hurts them. And I Googled this, and it actually does come up if you look for a while. Because like I said, it's not a very well-known thing.
Yeah.
Do ghosts like ultraviolet light? Can pets see ghosts? I don't know how to explain to see. See, I just typed that in and nothing fucking comes up.
Of course.
And dogs see ultraviolet.
I've often thought, you know, in the idea of thinking about these sorts of things, I always just kind of figured that if they're actually ghosts and what, you know, people are seeing and experiencing are ghosts, or dead people, let's just say is ghosts, would they actually want to be caught on camera?
I know I sure as fuck would want to. But then again, also, if I die and become a ghost, we'll say, I'm gonna haunt the fuck out of somebody. I'm talking like they'll be looking in the mirror, I'll be standing behind them with bloody fucking eyes. And, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will,
It would be fun.
What they consider being I will torment people beyond belief.
Yeah, Ninja always says, you know, if he dies first, which he probably will, he's gonna haunt me.
Yes, I mean
Just
that's the
to
way to
fuck
go.
with me.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm sure there's some people that wouldn't want to be caught. I mean, I'm sure they just want to be left alone. But there's got to be other people out there like me that would want to fuck with people, and you know, I mean, I want to be seen on film because then I can, help prove that there is something real after.
Yeah. But what if they're not capable of it?
Well, they have. Well, I mean,
that could be the problem with ghost hunting in the first place, and why, you know, I mean, maybe this is a little solace for you. Why you may not be able to capture this stuff, but you have experienced it for yourself in the past. Then maybe they are not actually able to. I mean, maybe it's just not able to happen.
Well, that could very well be. The average ghost hunter or paranormal investigator seems to think they can, hence why they use the spirit box, because the spirit box, they say the ghosts manipulate the radio waves and use the radio waves to speak. Or they manipulate the human, because supposedly the ghost possesses you when you use the Ouija board, and that's why the planchette moves, because the ghost's in you. So supposedly a lot of ghost hunters say that, that the spirits do know what they're doing and they can change things. That's why they, the flashlight trick where you unscrew it and the light comes on and off. All these techniques that they're using is because ghosts can supposedly, manipulate and change everything. But to your question, I would like to think that they could. I mean, not like through a fucking Ouija board or spirit box,
Yeah,
shit like that, but to be able to say something on film like Franken, like they're obviously if that is what that is. I mean, there's no other explanation in my mind for what that is and why they would say it twice.
yeah.
I mean, with my opinion, since there's no facts, that they would be able to do that, because to say Franken twice on film, that would mean that they're trying to get something across. Everyone thought that would be. I mean, I wish I had a way to look up like names of people who had been in that military base. And that place used to be a military base. It used to be a fireworks factory, and then it also used to be a police training ground. So I mean, somebody had to have died there at some point. But,
It's one of those things where, you know, there's so many different possibilities and different options, and hopefully you'll be, you know, somebody, hopefully you will catch something really good. And but it's like, and it's kind of like you just don't know. It's kind of like what he brought up earlier, you know, about an afterlife. You at this moment in time, there's no way for you to completely know.
Yeah. Like I said, all I can do is keep going to these locations and trying to find something,
Yeah.
you know? Right. I just heard myself.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
The everyday man.
Oh, Trevor. Hey, Trevor.
Yeah, that was 3-4 minutes ago.
Maybe he's still around.
My fucking eyes are killing me.
No, I've been meaning. You're okay. That's got to be a contact, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since with not faking anything with the paranormal, the videos are a lot of times quite boring. So we try to be funny, hence also the drinking to, try to add some entertainment to it. And I also do the contacts to try and bring some level of entertainment to the videos. Because a lot of times nothing fucking happens. Just walking around drunk at a location, So, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know if I could do it. I worry too much all the time about my videos being boring. That I mean, you're at least you're going to really interesting places that not everybody can go. Well, majority of people can't go see. So you've got that going for you as well. People are getting a chance to see something that they wouldn't normally get to see.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a couple months ago, we went to an SS bakery that was used for the Sachsenhausen concentration camp, where they made all the bread for all the prisoners, and that place was so interesting. Like the locations that we go to are quite out there. I mean, a lot of them, like almost every one of them, sadly somehow has to deal with the war and Nazis. But like we went to a cement factory, and somehow the Nazis took that over for some reason as well. It's like, yeah.
Lots of history there.
I think your boyfriend's flirting with the everyday man.
Yeah, he does that. Trevor's another Brit. Me and my Brit friends like to. Well, my Brit friends like to stay up late.
Well, I think we should almost end this stream because I'm fucking tired and my eyes are killing me.
I bet you are. What time is it there now?
3:36.
Yep. Yes. Getting to your bedtime.
Yeah. Well, that's actually my eyes that are really fucking bothering me. I was already tired, and then adding contacts, so my eyes are really fucking dry.
Yeah, I don't miss contacts.
And it's either contacts or sunglasses, and sunglasses at 3:36 a.m. is kind of weird. It's really interesting. I'm watching the stream from my phone, and I got the computer screen next to it, and it's two completely different things.
Yeah. That fucking delay.
It's like a 4 or 5 second delay, at least. Maybe it's like 6 or 7 seconds. So should we call it a night then?
That's fine. I probably need to eat dinner anyways. Yeah, it's 9:30 here, so yeah.
Oh, 9:30. Wow, so late. All right, well, it's been great to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you for being the only entertainment tonight. And since everybody else kind of pushed out, Triax, pussy. No, he really can't talk because like his neighbor, I guess upstairs is like a complete asshole. And I'm sure everybody else was supposed to be on the stream. I'm pretty sure they're on the Poisoning of the Well stream, which is going on right now.
You still gotta give him shit though.
Of course I will. I would have drank if they showed up. I would, by now I'd have been so fucking drunk beyond belief on absinthe. But, yeah. All right. Well, I will talk to you on Twitter, and yeah, I guess thanks everyone for sending us questions and giving us something to do tonight, I guess. And yeah, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And see you guys next time.